Reload. Load. Okay. Everything should be good now. Jesus. I am sorry. I didn't not know what's been going on today. It's been a minute. It's been... But we got it all working. My computer is no longer trying to do 1,000 things at once. So... Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's all working. It's all working. I fixed it. I fixed it. I'm in there. I'm in there. God damn it. I just want, like, I already had to start late today, and I'm really hyped to play Suicide Squad, and I have to go in 2 hours already. Oh, come on. Just give me a break. Why is my... It's not even the game. The game's fine. My computer's decided to be fucky with me today. Like, computer, please. I don't have the emotional energy to deal with you being dumb. Now, I can finally play a video game. Please, computer, behave yourself while Suicide Squad signs in. And yes, I've had to restart it twice now because I have to restart my PlayStation every time. Otherwise, my... Bro, everything I do would be so much better, so much easier. I could just get some fresh stuff for my setup. I think the computer's so bad. It's been years. It's been like 5 years. It's time. When I need my channel to like start doing well before I can afford to buy any kind of computer. Cause she's struggling. Like, that's why I play so many of my games on console. Cause like it's so easy to overwhelm the computer now. It was a beast for so long. It's so sad to watch it get like overwhelmed by the simplest things. Okay, straight into the action. Can I please, computer, please? I know my PlayStation will let me play as much as I want, but computer, please let me stream and play my video game. Thank you. That'd be great. That'd be really great. Oh. So exhausted. Just want to play this fun video game. Thank God. Thank God the game was working after it. Because everybody else is always having issues, I'm always scared I'm going to have some serious issues in the game, so I'm not a good thing to be afraid of. It seems like they've gotten most stuff sorted out. It seems like on first boot, it really just something broke the audio like it did back in my first playthrough. Okay, for the love of God, come with me now.
Exterior, Metropolis.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, Dave.
We got you. You're with the good guys now.
Okay, let's do this mission.
Yes, she is a hologram.
I'm unironically so much worse now because I've been playing other games. People are like, this game doesn't have, it's so simple. It's all, I'm like, if it was so fucking, if it was so brain off, then I wouldn't be getting fucked over because I'd be playing other stuff.
The all-dimensional switcheroo, huh? I need to face my bloodbath to another dimension.
Oh god, I actually have to remember how to play this game.
He makes the shot from here.
Enemies blocking my
Alright.
scans at the terminal.
Alright. Terminal, please. Thank you.
Hack me in here and shoot me through dimensions, would you?
I remember we get a bunch of grenades from our super. playing like a grandma too. Like I hardly, normally when I play, I hardly have to shoot. Oh. Okay, so he's in the other dimension. Where'd he go? Not gonna lie, I'm still a little unclear about which ones I can hit when. It looks like, okay, if they're blue, I can hit them when I'm in the normal world. Is that it?
Locking in a watchtower vulnerability.
Where is it? These are cool. This is far more involved than. I think this combined with like an incubator section, like going into a boss, but like all as one encounter, like you have to do it all back to back would be that'd be decent. Like that'd be a decent little like dungeon type thing. You could definitely make it work. Okay. God, I'm just glad the game keeps working. Please, just keep working, please. Oh, I'm gonna this. Thank you.
You've cleared out the alien. Scanning the objective.
Okay. Getting it. Ah, damn it, I hate those things. I hate when I bounce off the tower like that.
Can't block. Clear out the enemy.
Poo-poo. Ooh, I know that kid. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. I got the. Oh, I need to get into the hack range. Swap me. And coin. Do that.
Terminal secured. Good for us.
We're fine now. Holy. Bum bum.
Traffic swing signal. On to the next.
Think we got it.
No, come on.
Stasis system told Joker's propensity for violence.
I hate getting blocked by the things avoiding into the structures. That's my pet peeve. Ow, fuck.
Let's take out the new guys. Fear my shadow.
Go this way. Boop.
Running capture. Got it. Got the weak spot.
Where's the weak spot? Great. Where is it? Oh, I see it. There it is.
That was overkill. Very nice job.
Ooh, that's a cool mechanic. Get behind cover. I like that. Doesn't have to do anything with that. But
Directing all reinforcements of the Earthlings.
we don't have. And I didn't realize they had line of sight mechanics. So that's cool. Ooh. The game's actually running pretty well now.
Got that seminar back from Brainiac's forces.
Like, better than I remember it from.
New target sighted.
Get over here. Get over here. Why can't... Oh, I can't hit you because I'm... That's why. I know. You know.
Hey, we got phase goons over here. We need hacks.
Ow. Ow. This way. Where are they? Oh, it's right there. God, our squad will last a while, doesn't it?
Here comes the touchdown.
Looks like they ain't letting up.
Terminal lost. Get it back online.
Oh, get out of here.
I need another terminal to transmit data. Read data.
Oh, blue enemy, where is he? Maps over there. Just running to... Do I need to be in stasis? Okay, get over here, Rich. No, get over here. One more. No, get over here. Oh, get over here. Nice.
What are you trying to impress with this butchery, Joker? Nobody's laughing.
Dogs, chill.
Boy, if me and Stasis could see me now.
Alright, sorry about that. My dad needs a card key, I guess. I don't know. I just have to look for it. Okay, everything's still working. I think Goblin's not in an online lobby or whatever. I don't know. like a terminal B.
You think people used to call me one? Not how I like my bullets pass through. Let's phase.
Oh my god, I just missed both of those in trash. Oh, they're all dead. Okay.
We're good. Hitting watchtower weak points now.
The operational success. See what we can achieve with hack smarts and your lack of them, Task Force X.
Those are cool. It'd be cooler if I didn't have to try and do it while it's cool. That's great. Show me what we got. So we went with this.
Now I can reinvent myself as an arch theatrical villain.
Okay. Mission. So we did 2 of them. Let's take this
Brainiac
one.
finding
So we
another
have
Earth is a risk we can't afford. But sending you in to terminate the
So we
watchtower
have
is a risk we can.
2. Okay, so we have 2 watchtowers and then 1, 2, 3 for the cannons, because I don't think it counts. as one, so-
TFX, that artillery platform is lowering the value of the local real estate.
I wonder if the leaderboard is still just full of hackers.
County taxpayer a couple of bucks. Take out that gun.
No, I don't think the game is a dead game, but when everybody else is calling it a dead game, imagine being a hacker.
Turning into a regular search and rescue crew.
Oh, that's not one. This way. This
Well,
way.
cannon. Say, anybody else hankering to get a cartoonishly long pistol and face down their nemesis with it?
Moving. Brainiac's planted that thing in the city and it's not going without a fight. So fight it. Let's change up the variables. A new firing pattern.
Oh no!
for task
Fucking
force
hey, that really?
Gotta get those Terminars humming.
I'm so much slower. I
Not
really
gonna
need
hurt
to
itself.
get back in the swing of this.
A plasma beam should bring a little more order to your chaos.
Alright. More. Oh, wait, the constructs. Oh, it's one of the 60. Took those.
That cannon's like the vulnerable. Now shoot it.
These.
Continue your fun at my expense, Joker. We will see who has the last laugh.
These.
You can never have too many chunks of alien meat.
Those.
Except now. I've got
Oh,
Collect the terminus remains. They're our only hope against the weapon. Taking your target seriously, Joker.
that. Alright. Got this. Yeah.
There's a considerable delta between damaged and destroyed.
How wise of you think? Bro's constantly coping with getting his ass beat. Kind of funny.
A heads up. I've engaged a new firing sequence.
Those ones. Yeah. Oh, what? I actually got hit. I'm bad. Oh my god, I'm an amateur.
Has identified the terminal remains for us.
Well, ow. I would say I should get frosted this one. I'm going to get hit by the helicopters. Oh. Oh. God damn it. He says this keeps getting hit by the helicopters.
Give me your feedback.
Give me. Up. 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 And this. Oh my god, they don't hit anything. It's so mad. Aha, it's long down. Oh, but. Oh. That's what I want. Yeah, there we go. Why are you not thinking that? There we go.
And purple's mine.
Give me up, give me up. There's the last one.
You've driven a living gun.
Another tank cannon out of Metropolis. Good job.
Okay. There we go.
I'm reloading.
Oh, they fixed the thing that makes it bug out when you're at the end of the mission. Look at that.
Oh, and my horoscopes have cut back on the gimmicks.
Your self-belief is admirable.
Yes, that one.
Brainiac finding another Earth is a risk we can't afford. But sending you in to terminate the watchtower...
Yeah. Did I get any battle pistol? Right now. There we go. Oh, we got a heart. Uh-huh. Okay. Bad. There's 70 something here. I got almost exactly halfway before I stopped. Sorry.
Standing tall.
It looks like some things are definitely smoother. Other than that first boot up, everything was wigging out on me.
To congratulate you. Just keep going.
Whoa! How low can I
Did
get?
you enjoy your encounter with my own Green Lantern Corps? I have molded willpower before. The permutations are simply endless.
like to us, right?
Go. Yes.
You understand the rules of engagement
Yes.
before engaging Task Force X.
Yes, you already told us. Why are you telling us again?
Okay, squad. Keep Brainiac's goons off the terminals, and I'll get you a shot at the watchtower.
Better get moving on those terminals.
You know, I just realized I never went back and got my Two-Face melee for
Some kind of orbital strike. I didn't know you had one of those.
I didn't mean to do that.
This one's locked down. Scanning.
Yeah, it looks like an enemy's purple on the mini-map. That means they're in the middle. Wait, where's the... Yeah.
Could come from so many places, Task Force X. Look up.
Oh,
So this is the might of an earthling demigod. It will be mine.
well, where's the bird? Oh, there's no bird.
Look out! Orbital strike will really mess up your day.
Here comes the explosion. Jonkler!
Well, if they really think they're up to it.
Prepare for a new round of reinforcements. The drive of this round will be awful.
B-tower.
All on Harley's target. I am. I think people used to call me one dimension.
Such a sacred time.
Terminal secure. I'll keep hacking, you keep slashing.
I'm above these creep pay grade. Phasing out, and I am going to cause a scene.
Well, what? Oh, my
Face my bloodbath to another dimension. The all-dimensional switcheroo, huh? Fantastic. I go to enough dimensions one day. I went home.
Scour the zone from orbit. Skill shot. A display of advanced tool use by primitive intellects. Disturbing.
Creative hole
Ooh, he felt that one.
Spare the orbital strike. Spoil the object lesson, I say.
Great. I'll start scanning this one.
Because, oh, it's because it's big boy.
hack
Alright.
me into your super dimensions, would ya?
Just... There we go.
This terminal is under our control. Let's just watch our orbital strike coming in.
No, no,
Think
no,
people
no.
used to call me one dimension.
There you go. Yeah. That's fine. I
Expend
don't
one
need
unit, the lot of them. You, however,
to
have only
pay.
made things more difficult for yourselves.
Who's not fully corporeal in this reality?
Brainiac's forces are clear at this terminal. Scanning data. Killer satellite's about to use its orbital strike.
I'm diving in on this target of sharks.
We're running hot up, that's it. Exposing a weak point on the watchtower.
Yeah.
Never stood a chance. Oh, that's where the beams come from. Just stay out of their way.
Like a damn missile.
Brainiac's goons are off our point. Scanning.
Strike engaged. Why not embrace oblivion? It seems my local forces are even I can't shoot this dimension. Yeah.
Search. Oh, no, no. Yeah, no, no. This. This.
Not how I like my bullets.
Initializing the orbital strike.
Hey, we got phase going over here. We need that.
The old dimensional switcheroo, huh?
Killer satellite's about to use its orbital strike.
I think people used to call me one dimension.
Where's the other one? Oh, it's over this way. No, 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 no. No, no, no.
Just stay out of their way.
Please. I should try to kill them. Okay.
Ow! They're in the other dimension. Easier.
Terminal secured. Good for us, squad.
Yo, how's it going? It's going. I started late and then I booted up the game and it was like super bugging out on me, and then I fixed it by rebooting the game and then my PC crashed twice. So
Yeah,
Yeah. But game's actually playing really well now. It's working. I actually feel like it's running smoother than it was before.
What you lack in finesse, you make up for in tenacity. Shares.
I was having the most random issues last week for no reason. Then in typical like PC fashion, it just like
All stopped happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, computers can be so frustrating. Like today, it crashed twice because I actually realized the reason it crashed is because I switched to the software encoder instead of the GPU one, and my PC wasn't handling it. My CPU wasn't handling it.
Voice out of our damn heads.
I think I figured out my issue because I thought at first I thought my graphics card was like dying because like everything was like running all garbage, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then like I checked my MSI Afterburner, and I'm like, oh, my GPU's underclocked. And I was like, wait a minute. Then I checked my BIOS, and my CPU was also underclocked somehow.
How does that
I was
even
like, what?
happen?
I don't know.
That's
Probably a
strange.
Windows update.
Is the frequent runner dead? Should I make
Probably, honestly. I can't think of anything else that could do something though.
Good for you, buddy. Want a sticker?
You know, I played a good bit of Warframe. Still want to play more of that, and then I played Crab Souls. Crab Souls is goated. And then I'm almost done with the second one. I played through the Ghost Runner games. Oh my god, those games are incredible.
Those
In
games are
fact,
great.
dude, no one talks
I
about
didn't, play
them.
I didn't play the second one, but the first
Dude,
one and then
dude,
its DLC was good.
Dude, the first one DLC, if you liked it, the second one will blow your fucking mind. It's like literally the same thing, but just better in every way. It's so good. Like, it's actually stupid. I'm like annoyed because people don't talk about these games like at all. And
I
like,
remember really liking it, but even then, I always forget like it exists.
yeah, like, and I'm like, why though? Like, I swear to God, they're like the best action games I think I've ever played. Like, they're up there. They're
'Cause they're
way
like-
up there.
They're not like forgettable, but it's just like
And they're not very long, so unless you
It's
keep
one of
keep
those like
playing.
games where it's just like, yeah, that was good, and then you moved on.
Yeah, like if you don't go back and keep playing them for like the replayable content and stuff, then yeah, like I can imagine them not leaving as much an impression, but dude, I got to the motorcycle section, the first motorcycle section in the second game, and it blew my mind. Like it, I was actually like sitting, like I was on stream like late at night, just like, oh my god, like what am I watching? This is so cool. Oh, and they finally gave me my Harley outfit that wasn't working for literally like all of episode 1. I couldn't get this outfit out of the back fast, and they finally gave it to me. I loaded in and it wasn't here, and then like then another loading thing happened and everything that I was missing was added in. So I was like, oh,
Considering your new
cool.
I've been trying to work on my thing, but then on the side I'm like playing Destiny because they added the Pantheon thing, and it's like a limited time event.
Yeah, I saw the Pantheon thing. I considered doing that, but like low key, and like this is nothing to do with you. Like, don't take this the wrong way, but like after our time in Vault of Glass, like
Oh yeah, that was about to lead into it. I just had like two nightmare LFG like events today.
like after my time in Vault of Glass, I'm legitimately sitting here thinking like I don't really want to do raids unless we're gonna get like a squad that you know,
and they're gonna stay.
Yeah, and like that's such an extra like part of what makes Destiny like fun is like its accessibility and its kind of casual nature. So then when you make it so that like it's not that the content is too hard to do in a pickup.
It's not hard
group.
at all, but I guess when you're LFGing, it's like it turns on a difficulty modifier. It's like
Yeah.
you cannot win.
Like it's and there's no way to like, this is gonna be bad, but there's no way to filter people. Like in WoW, when you do, like when in WoW, when you do a raid, right? Say you're recruiting for a pickup raid, right? And you want to do one on like a higher difficulty, like you want to do a heroic raid. Like some people work a lot of hours to be good at that. Like, and you want to just pick up and do one. All you have to do is you just make in World of Warcraft, you can have people link their achievements in chat. You just have them link their achievement for having completed a raid on heroic. It's called ahead of the curve. And if they link their ahead of the curve, then they're good to get in. Like,
Destiny kind of has that. So like on the LFG Discord, a lot of times you'll see like DMRR, which is like your raid report. It's like an
Okay.
external website that like
Yeah,
measures
yeah.
your. Like,
I mean,
not
honestly, if
only
I was
your
if I was gonna
downloads,
be
like-
if I was gonna be a hardcore like Destiny player, I would 100% do that. Cause,
Oh, like I do that too because like sometimes it's just like because you can put know what to do in the title. That doesn't mean they've
no,
done
that
it. No.
no, that doesn't mean anything.
That means they've done it one time and they were
No,
subjugated to
because
clear.
and then there's people like me who like I don't do this anymore because I learned how to play. But like I was that person when I was younger where I saw people say know what to do and I was like, oh good, I'll join a group full of people who know what to do. Like, you know.
Like I've done that before, like because like with easier content like dungeons, I was just running it through. It's like know what to do, and then like I joined it, I had no clue what to do, and I just figured it out.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he's like, do you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, then what encounter's next? And I was like, I looked it up and I told him, I'm like, yep. He's like, all right.
It was weird too because like I remember my experience in D1 like group finding to get people for like taking King Nightmare like the people that like showed up in the pickup groups were like so much better than what I saw the other day, like last time we played.
Those raids weren't as accessible as they are now.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Yeah, because you kind of had to like you had to have a certain power. Getting the pinnacle.
29.
Yeah, getting your pinnacle cap was a lot harder, or whatever you wanted to call it back then. Getting your gear
It was
level.
literally just your level.
Yeah.
Forever 29 because you get a fucking ghost or some shit. But like now it's just like you could be on power and it's like never have touched like an end game activity in your life.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they literally give you on login now. Which I'm not opposed to. I know it's the end of the thing. That's part of why I'm kind of held off on my Destiny thing. Is like, I'm torn because low key the game made me not really want to play Final Shape, but I also am like now I'm kind of convinced that I can't really.
It's not like fair to look at it because like you got like the baby down.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get all the goodies.
I played it at the end of an expansion. That's a very different experience from the start of it. I know that, and I think it would be disingenuous to to at least give my thoughts until I've done Final Shape, right? So I will be playing that when it comes
Honestly,
out.
I'd say like don't go for the like $100 version. Honestly, just get like the normal version and then buy the first episode because that one comes out like 3 days after the expansion.
Chances are I'll end up just getting the thing just to have it. Like, honestly, like I'm just being real. Like I'll probably just get the thing because you never know. I might want to hop in if they add something or chase it later. Like again, I don't think the game isn't good. I think it's just got a lot of issues that I'm like, okay, this game.
It's so fucking hostile to anyone who hasn't played it for like 10 years.
My thing is, it's that the game isn't. It's not that it's not good, but it does enough wrong that I'm confident saying it should not be held up as like the pillar of this industry or this genre. You know, like that's my thing. Is it's not that it's a bad game by any means, but it is not. It has not earned its status at the top of this pile. I think that's very much a first come first serve type thing.
I think like when it's at its best, it's very deserving. But then you have like kind of just like.
My thing is, here's my thing about it, is it's a live service, and I always believe in the idea of, the reason I'm okay with a live service is the idea that, like, that kind of gives them more to work with and more to scale up to in terms of, like, challenge and stuff. When a game's been around a long time, they can make it harder, right?
Yeah.
So, my thing is that Borderlands 3 raid bosses aren't really any less complicated than the Destined ones. And though that game is not expecting, it has not been scaling its, you know what I mean? It's not been the scaling challenge over years. It's just at a base level, not really any easier. So I don't see why they need, I don't know, I just don't see why things aren't, why they're not more impressive. Like, they're not bad.
There's an actual reason.
What's that?
Because Forsaken, they what corporate Bungie referred to as over-delivered with that expansion. So now,
okay, so I heard that, but like,
I don't know how many years, but like higher ups at Bungie were like, they said don't over-deliver on content, so they basically forced them to do the same season.
So I've seen that, but like, but there's this part of me that's like, there's no way that the developers can be. I mean, like, that can't be the sentiment of everybody working on... That's gotta be, like, in terms of promising features or, like, specifics of content, because, like, there's no way the developers are trying to deliver lesser quality things of what they're making than what they could on account of that. Like, no one would work there. They wouldn't...
Like, anonymous devs have come out and said that they wanted to work on more, but, like, they like, couldn't.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm only asking because, like, that's that kind of thing where it sounds like...
I know it sounds like I'm making it up.
It doesn't sound like you're making it up. It just sounds more like it's... It sounds like it's a little... It's
like,
blaming the public.
It was.
It's blaming the management so much that it's kind of hard to believe that the people employed there are participating. You know what I mean? Like, these people have agency. They're human beings. Like, they're not just cogs in a machine. So sometimes you hear stuff and you're just like, how does... Like, I get it. People need a job, but like, this is some of the best people at what they do work there. You'd think they'd go somewhere better if... Well, like, then again, where are they fucking gonna go now?
When they were, like, firing everyone and, like, released that stupid starter pack for $15 that had nothing good in it, and, like, and they were doing all that stuff, a lot of bad shit came out about, like, higher-ups.
Huh. So it's really just, it's from the top down is the problem there.
Yeah. Like,
well, that's why I don't feel so bad talking bad about Destiny sometimes, because, like, I always direct that...
I have no problem shit-talking the game, because, like...
I direct that frustration at the... yeah, like, when you talk about Bungie, you're not talking Bungie developers, you're talking Bungie Bungie management. You're talking the Eververse. Yeah, like... Yeah, there's so many things about it that, like, it does stuff well, but it never does anything so well that I'm like, oh yeah, that's why this is the one. That's why this is the one everyone plays, you know? Like, and I was expecting that. I'm very optimistic when I play a game, so I was very ready to find that when I went into it. And just, I don't know, I keep coming back to this same point, and I think a lot of people will disagree with me because they're Destiny fans, but, like, I really think the fact that Taken King, or that
it's still heralded as, like, one of the best.
Yeah, I think the fact that King's Fall is considered a really good raid by today's standards is upsetting. And not because it should be seen in a worse light, but because...
They should have improved.
They should have come so far that sounds kind of like old news. Like, that should... When you say King's Fall is one of the better raids, that's like when a WoW player's like, oh man, ICC, Lich King was so good. It's like, that was 15 years ago. Like, mechanically speaking, they've come so far since then. Like, narratively, it was a cool thing, but you know what I mean? Like, they've evolved. If my raid team went into ICC tomorrow, or something of that challenge level tomorrow, like, they'd stomp it like it was nothing, because the bar's been raised so much since then. So, like...
Again, I've said this before, but I think a lot of the issue with the fact that, like, King's Fall is still heralded as, like, one of the best, because, like, there's only so much improvement you can do in a first-person shooter. Like, all the raids are, like, I would say there's maybe 2 bad raids in the whole series. Yeah, and they're good. It's what's weird to me. But you can only do so much with a first-person shooter.
I think you can only do so much with the limits of the first-person shooter they've created, because
yeah, they're still running on the Halo engine.
Because that's the thing is I kind of agree with you, right? Where like I see how like Warframe and Suicide Squad have a lot more freedom to be creative by the very nature of their format, right? But like I also feel like there's an element of like, again, after playing stuff like you play something like a RoboQuest or a Ghost Runner or all these games that find ways of making first-person interaction interesting, and it's like, why don't you just do that? It doesn't have to be. I want a first-person game like that isn't afraid to be like all of them, right? Like Destiny very much like teases at that idea when you have things like the glaives and the swords and like my melee build for Titan, right? Where like it teases at these ideas, but like why doesn't it just have a melee class? Like, you know what I mean? Like why? Like there's no reason the game can't just facilitate.
Because fundamentally, they all have to just play the same, which I hope with Destiny 3, because it's obvious that they're going to do it.
Yeah,
but,
I really think they need to ditch this current model.
Just because Marathon will fill the need of like the competitive first-person shooter. I hope they're going to get out there.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is them playing it safe because it's what they knew, but like, really, like, I don't know, like, again,
Remember, that game still runs on an Xbox One.
yeah, because I think about it, and it's like, yeah, like, that's obvious that there are those limitations, right? Like, and I think about, again, even just playing this, like, it's been a hot minute since I've played this, and yet the gameplay's just instantly more dynamic. You know what I mean? Like, even when I'm doing kind of the same, like, set of things, because they're what's strongest for my build, I'm responding to just so much more happening. Right? Or Destiny makes things feel like they're happening by making normal things just hurt more. Oh, you stepped out of cover for a half second and you took, like, 70% of your health. It's like, that didn't make it more dynamic. That just sapped a bunch of health. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't make me, didn't give me more to respond to. It just meant I got punished for stepping out of cover. Like, here, they just added a line of sight mechanic. Like, you know how the destroyers are fucking annoying because, like, they get you through buildings and shit? Yeah, I thought maybe the game, you know, maybe they aren't capable, or at least the game's not designed to account for, like, a line of sight mechanic. No, they literally have an attack in the newest mission that, like, at the end of it, it, like, does a detonation sequence or whatever, and it's line of sight based. As long as you get behind something to cover your line of sight, you're safe. Like, that's a cool thing that's just a whole different mechanic that didn't exist before. My one disappointment, at least from what I can tell, is that I think the nifty orbital mission thingies are only missions in the overworld. I don't think there's an incursion mission, which I think is a missed opportunity, but that might just have been them not being able to get one worked out in time.
Which, I think, it's funny, because, like, when you talk about, like, interactivity and, like, the Destiny missions, it's usually just, like, going up to something and just, like, holding interact, or,
yeah, hold,
or hell,
it's
even shooting it.
For me, it's hold square to grab some fucking orb or some shit
grab a ball, some variation of a ball.
It's always a ball. Yeah, it's always a football.
Yeah,
it's always a ball or a buff, and it's always stand in the circle or yeah.
Stand on the plate.
Yeah, it's like, that's what I mean when I say lack of interactivity. Like, that shit, there should be more than that by now, you know what I mean? Like, there should be more layers of ways to engage with the world than that.
I was just saying, I think it's funny because, like, hell, Call of Duty zombie Easter eggs have more, like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Going on.
Yeah, they do. Like, again,
I'm doing some of them, and I'm like, this is like esoteric as hell, but it's like,
yeah,
oh
and but someone had to make it work and make it work consistently enough that you knew it was working.
Like, there's one map where for the Easter egg, this is the one I'm, like, currently working on. It a bunch of bombs are, like, randomly, like, set off, and you have to, like, watch a TV, and it, like, flashes for like half a second. You have to memorize the order and then go turn off the bombs in there.
Oh yeah, I remember watching a bunch of Mr. Waffle Waffle's guides on zombie maps, like old ones that I had, like, never played, just to see how crazy the Easter egg mechanics were. And, like, some of them were so insane. Like, I only ever finished Easter eggs for, like, 2 zombie maps ever, because I was never that into it. And it's one of those things you want to play with friends, and for a long time I just didn't have people to play that stuff with. But yeah, like, God, some of those things are, like you said, esoteric as fuck.
Like, there's one on Call of the Dead, the one George Romero.
Oh my god, I fucking hated that one.
Look at the, you have to go look at the, like, a knob, based on what color it is, or no, not what color it is, what direction it is from 6, like how many numbers off of 6 it is, and then on that floor, the one that corresponds to the color, you have to go up there and turn it that many times. You have to do that for like 3 floors, like, what the fuck?
What the fuck, that's funny.
It's like, on the final map of Black Ops 3, there's quite literally a step where you have to shoot rocks that are out of bounds. With the Wonder Weapon. It's like,
oh,
how
yeah.
people figure this out?
Yeah, no, like, and if you've ever seen, like, I actually tuned in when, I think Black Ops 4 came out, to Waffle Waffle's, like, doing the Easter egg hunt for, like, and I remember and he literally does, like, 8 hours to get, like, a fifth of the way through it, and, like, he at some points, he's just running around like, I'm gonna shoot anything that's shiny, like, I'm like,
Easter egg, the Easter egg hunts take longer than like Destiny like day one.
Raids. Oh yeah, because they're more complicated and there's more mechanics.
Yeah, but like, because like I've been around the block with those things a couple times, and it's like now they kind of like give you like quest indicators, and I really don't like that. Like in the newer ones, I'm like Cold War. I'm like, I don't like that.
I haven't played a Call of Duty since Black Ops 4.
Well, I'm one of the few people who somewhat enjoyed Black Ops 4. I thought the battle royale.
Oh, I
was
liked it.
bad.
I didn't play the battle royale. I just played the normal multiplayer and I played zombies. And even though I didn't like the whole hero abilities thing, I still played it. I still had fun.
I saw somebody on Twitter point out it was the last like arcade Call of Duty.
And what's funny is that's the last one I played because everyone after, like, I heard.
Oh, just Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it's all just.
And I don't like Modern Warfare.
I wouldn't mind Modern Warfare. I wouldn't mind Modern Warfare if it was old Modern Warfare.
Yeah, if it was good Modern Warfare, but it's bad. Like, the last time I played was
okay,
Modern
low
Warfare.
key. I watched some fucking X-Defiant gameplay on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of fun.
It's gonna be one of those things where people are like, oh, it's a Call of Duty killer. And now we just got Black Ops 6 announced, and now X-Defiant's gonna like go away and
Who cares about Black Ops 6? People are such suckers. They could just throw Black Ops on any Call of Duty, and people would be like, oh, that's a good one.
They're always the best ones.
They're not, though.
They are.
Okay, Cold War was terrible. Ghost was basically a Black Ops.
I
Like,
played like 2 hours of Cold War. But apparently the campaign was really good. I only played like one round of zombies. Ghost was an Infinity War game.
oh yeah, you're right.
After the split, where, where all the good people went to respawn.
Oh, I gotta go B tower.
I'm a sucker for Black Ops. If there's new ones on Game Pass, I'll play it, but there's no one hell I'm buying it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have plenty of fond memories of Black Ops games. People talk about it, like, I guess it's true. I guess it has kind of now shown itself to be better. I remember when there was a time when it was like, Black Ops was kind of like the ugly.
It was considered the worst series, yeah.
Yeah, because you had the great, like, you had Modern Warfare 2. But to be fair, honestly, I think Modern Warfare fell off after 3. I thought 3 was trash.
Yeah, 2 was whatever. And funnily enough, that was the first one developed by Sledgehammer Games.
Oh,
like,
poor Sledgehammer. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not. They make the worst Call of Duties.
Yeah, I don't want to. Like, they're also being brought in to, like, again, you're being brought in to make someone else's game, basically.
But now they make their own games too, and they suck.
Yeah, but to me, all Call of Duties should feel the same, and none of them do. Like, that's the problem. Like, they used to all feel the same. Playing Black Ops 1,
the same in their own subsections. But
like playing Black Ops 1 did not used to feel that much different than playing Modern Warfare 2.
Literally, the only thing that was really different was the game felt like they slowed it down.
Like diehard players would some diehard players would argue that Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2 are completely different games. I played them both a lot. I have memories of them that overlap. I don't think they were that different.
Guns have like the same recoil. Black Ops was just slower and the snipers couldn't quick scope. I think I'm partially biased just because like the Black Ops 1
I mean, yeah.
Guys in there, 2 pistols.
I remember I hung out. I brought my I had a buddy, and I got Black Ops on day 1, and he didn't, and I brought it over to his house, and because I wasn't really big on the campaign, but he was, I watched him play through the entire thing. Watched it.
Black Ops games always had solid campaigns.
The first one is one of the most solid, like...
That one's actually like good.
That's one of their best. Yeah, like that's actually one of their best.
It was like a really cool like psychological like CIA thriller, and then they just go into like action movie like.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like at the end when they imply that Alex Mazin killed JFK. I wonder what like arbitrary drama this one has, because every Black Ops has one. Like I remember Cold War.
People are. I saw someone on Twitter.
Respected your gender pronouns.
I saw someone ask on Twitter saying like, are they gonna imply these are the January 6th people or something like that? I can't remember.
Apparently there's a apparently somebody found like a hint towards a 9/11 mission, which that'll be insane if that's actually a thing.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, but I wonder what arbitrary drama they have. Cold War was Ronald Reagan respected the players like non-binary pronouns if you like selected they them as for your character.
That's funny.
Ronald Reagan would not do that shit.
No, but isn't he dead?
Yeah, rest in peace. It's funny that. It's such a nothing like issue.
It's such a nothing thing to think about. Yeah.
Like you're not playing as the non-binary. Why do you care?
People are small brained.
Why do you care? Black Ops.
Because they take their Black Ops. These are people that take these things. You don't understand. These people think that shit's serious. Like they think Black Ops is unironically bad. Like in a way that they're like, oh man, this shit's like not like movie action cool, but like cool, like real world cool. And we're just over here like, ha, lol, silly 80s movie game. Yeah, no, these.
I don't know how you could like take him seriously when at the end of Black Ops he's like, where are we going? And then Hudson puts on his glasses and like the music's like, he's like, cute, bro.
Because the people that get really defensive about Black Ops get all of their global political understanding from Black Ops. Like that's all they know. They know Call of Duty. They know countries that have been mentioned in Call of Duty games. They know weapons that have been used in Call of Duty games.
Like Urzikstan in Modern Warfare 2019.
Oh yeah, they made up a stand. That's hilarious.
Because it's not political. I posted that on Twitter, but like that interview where like one of the gameplay like designers.
I watched it after you pushed it. I was like, oh my god, this is awful. Okay, like I kind of got what he was trying to say though, like in the sense that.
Under, like, it falls
no, I get what
when you realize the second mission of the game has Piccadilly Circle being bombed, and then you
no. I agree. My point was that like when I see that, I think that like I get what he's trying to say in the sense that like I think everything he says is true, but he can't. But the way he has to say it to make it marketable is the problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think what he's saying is actually, like, wrong. Like, I think they sincerely aren't going for political in that sense, right? It's political by the very nature of everything on Earth is political, but you can't explain that to the people that don't want politics in their games. Right?
Oh yeah, he had to go that way because like,
yeah,
there's no politics in this game.
Yeah, he was going that way because you can't explain to people that everything is political because then that, like, shakes their worldview. Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, when you believe horrible things, that actually is a reflection of your character. That's crazy. You're like, it's just your politics, man. Yeah, like, the things that, like, inform, like, how we live and breathe and our society and what we think other people's rights should be and what we think our rights should be.
It's just, like, really funny because, like, yeah, they do all that stuff. They have, like, they use like bioweapons of war. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Not political.
Non-political video games. Like the first apolitical video game. Right up there with Bioshock and Metal Gear.
Oh. That's one brute down. Brute. I don't know what they did, but things feel like they're running a little smoother. Which is funny, because it was running not smoother when I started. It's weird, I just rebooted the game and suddenly it was like everything was working, but on first boot it was like struggling. Like literally like freezing in the menus, struggling.
Might have just been like a first boot or something.
Yeah, like it was literally like it was compiling shaders as I was trying to play or something. What? Oh. Okay, my one pet peeve is fucking. Oh my god! the fucking structures, the buildings that you collide with, and they shock you. I still hate that shit.
always made those.
I think they don't. I think it's honestly. I think it's their way of preventing people from getting stuck in the geometry. Yeah.
Oh no, Hellblade 2 is only 5 hours?
Oh god, don't. Let's not.
That whole thing is such a nothing, like, the average Resident Evil game is like 4 hours. Like,
I just played Ghost Runner 1 because I got the second one for free. Even though the first one, it normally goes on sale a lot, I didn't want to wait, so I paid full price for the first one at $30. It was a 7-hour experience. I felt like I got every penny's worth out of that 7-hour experience. I do not understand why it's hard for people to believe that they could get a similar experience for $20 more from a AAA developer, a first-party AAA developer that's been working for years. Like, I would expect that is satisfying in the same way that playing a short but incredible action game is satisfying. Like, bro, I blame Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed and like Far Cry like really fucked like average consumer perspectives of how much gameplay should be in a game.
I feel like, because in recent years, a lot of people like picked up the idea. I think it was from like the Nakey Jakey Red Dead video where he talks about like hour per dollar.
Okay, but see, but I've been doing that calculation in my head since I was 10, right? Like we used to have this conversation in middle school.
I think it's such a stupid like.
No, and again, like it makes sense to a consumer. It made sense to me as a tween, as a teenager, right? As someone who was really, really low on money, right? When games were always coming out at full price and there weren't. Okay, but that was before there was a vast, vast wealth of indie games. That was before we had things like, yeah, before we had as many good free games, before we had as many good services for games like Game Pass and PS Plus. Like, I would never, like, I don't
I could
get
see
it.
when it made sense when you only get like you'd only get like one game every couple months.
Yeah, like when you'd get one game when I got Skyrim for Christmas the year it came out, and I put 200 hours into it. Yeah, that was awesome because that game lasted me until I'd already had more than one game to play, right? Like,
yeah.
But that was because I was a kid. I wasn't a grown adult buying my own games who could pick and choose what's worth my time and what's not. And that was also, again, before, like, you don't even have to, it's not even a $50 video game. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, if a game is available, if it's available on Game Pass, it's not a full price game. It's not a full price game. Yeah, like, it's $10. Like, because what am if I love it, I might go and buy a physical copy of it at some point, but, like, no, like, why would I ever pay up front when I don't need to? And, like, I get that I'm part of the problem, but, like, Microsoft has made that problem. Like, they've created this situation where financially it just doesn't make any sense for someone playing games on a budget to go and spend $50 on a new game.
Yeah, and plus dollar per hour falls apart entirely. Yeah, like once you have factor in Game Pass.
Dollar per hour falls apart entirely when you factor in like just so many
make money.
When you factor in dollar per hour falls apart when you make when you look at so many games. And that's not to say you can't praise a game for being a really good value, right? Like, I think it's worthwhile that, you know, like
Vampire Survivors. Like,
I love that Joseph Anderson talks about, he opens his Hollow Knight video talking about how how he literally can't review it as a product because as a thing you buy, it's perfect. It's $15 for more than you should ever be able to get for that kind of money at a quality you shouldn't be able to get for that money. You know, I agree with him. At $60, Hollow Knight would still be a fair price. It would be a fair price to pay full price for Hollow Knight, right? Like, not that anybody would stomach that because it's an indie game or whatever, but just in principle. And yeah, so I think it's like, you know, it's worthwhile to praise a game for giving you an incredible value for your money because, yeah, that makes it a sweeter experience when you're like, oh, that lasted a long time and I didn't have to pay that much for it. Like, that's nice, right? You feel good about that, but it doesn't mean that a game that doesn't last a long time and cost full price is a bad game. Like, that's just I just don't understand, like, what I do understand. The issue is that there are people that like games because they like video games, and there are people that like video games because they need a dopamine hit, and they don't like when it costs too much for that hit. Like, that's all. That's the only way I can think of it. Like, I don't understand how people can be so focused on the wrong shit all the time.
Would you like some new gear? There's a lieutenant nearby.
Especially to the extent that I'm confident just saying it's the wrong shit. Like,
Yeah. Like I think because especially when you look at something like artistically, it's like it falls apart. It's like, oh, my product. You know, you're not supposed to look at it like that. If you do just look at it like that, even then, I think dollar per hour is stupid. Like, I look at it based on, do I feel like I got scammed? Like,
do I? Yeah, like, and
when I bought
but,
Black Ops for $45, I still feel like I got scammed. And I
well,
put 80 hours into that.
And here's the problem with it too: is it's like, do people have enough media literacy to understand why something costs more than something else? And the answer is often no, right? Someone's gonna look at a game like, again, people are already doing it. They're gonna look at Hellblade, which is 5 hours, and then they're gonna look at Horizon for Forbidden West, which is
a billion hours.
Yeah, and they're gonna go, these games are both really, really pretty. One's maybe a little prettier than the other, but is it really so pretty that it should only be 5 hours? It's like, that is not how games are made. That is not how anything is made. A group of people, a group of creative people with a vision sit down together and talk about what they want to make, what they think would be cool, and what they want to do with it. And if what they want to make is a deeply intimate, narrative-driven experience that pushes the bounds of technical presentation and to the, you know, to the exclusion of all else, then that's their prerogative. Like, if they achieve that, then they did a good. If that was what they wanted to do and they achieved it, then they did a good job, right? Like, people are saying the combat's shallow. I'm sorry, I can mash R1 for 5 hours straight in a video game. I don't know who on God's green earth is like, man, this combat needs more depth in a 5 hour video. Like, you pick and choose. You can't complain that it's 5 hours long and then complain that the combat's not very deep. Like, the combat, like, it would literally have to play itself for the combat to be too shallow for me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's 5 hours long. It's not, I don't expect it to expand on mechanics and be mechanically exciting. I expect it to be really cool and to look really cool. Like, this is another one of those games I wasn't interested in that I'm probably going to end up playing just to defend it from stupid people. Because, like, I wasn't really interested in Hellblade 2, but seeing people completely miss the point of why it should be respected is, like, driving me up the wall.
It's like 5 hours long. It's like, oh, the combat's not deep enough, yada, yada, yada. It's like,
so okay, I can do my actual killing time missions.
How is it any different than God of War, which is like, what, 23 hours? And the combat's just mashing R1 the whole fucking game. Like, unless you're playing like the hardest difficulty, only because you die in like one shot. Like, you could just mash R1 the entire time.
So let's knock out each of these to see what that looks like.
Or how is it any different from The Last of Us, which is just like Gears of War, but shit.
After the stuff about what Joe Druckmann said today, I'm content to just not play Naughty Dog games in the future.
I've been a Neil Druckmann hater for the longest
I mean, me too, but like, now I'm comfortable with it. Like, now I feel okay telling other people, yeah, I don't think he's it. I don't think he gets it. Like, people talk about him like he's a Kojima and a Sam Lake, and I'm like, that's offensive. Please stop.
It's offensive because he's never. You know how many games he's directed?
Is it Last of Us 1?
Last of Us 2.
Oh, okay.
Everything else he co-directed with other talented people.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I think the weird thing is that after I played The Last of Us the first time, I hadn't ever watched The Walking Dead. Years later, when I finally watched The Walking Dead, I remember thinking, this doesn't... If I'd seen this, Last of Us wouldn't have felt that special, because like, I thought Walking Dead was going to be really...
I've been saying that for so long. Last of Us is like...
I thought it was going to be really schlocky. Like, I thought like Walking Dead was going to be kind of cheesy, and that's why people kind of look down on it. No, they look down on it because it gets kind of convoluted and it loses itself. But like, in terms of how serious it takes itself and like the kinds of conflicts it presents and the kind of stories it's trying to tell, like, I'm like, this is just, it's the same thing. That's it. Like
the first 6 seasons are genuinely good TV, and after that, like, it's just kind of gets like marginally worse, and then like there's like a huge drop off at like season 10. but like it just goes on for too long. That's the issue. And there's like 7 like sub shows, but that's a different thing. But like, if you've ever seen like Walking Dead, 28 days later, hell, even like I Am Legend, Last of Us doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the thing is I hadn't seen some of that stuff, so I didn't realize
I've seen
how.
all of those before Last of Us, so I was like, completely just, I was like, yep, that's.
And I remember it was cool. Again, I remember when it was cool when it was new because part of it that was that you just hadn't seen a game be that like realistic feeling in terms of its presentation. Like it was cool, but like that's really worn. That's worn out now. No one cares.
Now every game's mocap. It's not special anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so I always forget how we do this again. God damn it. I forgot it last time too. I think I have to hit a certain. Give me the rundown. Let's go to this place. Travel to the Hall. I forget about how to get to the new stuff. How to get your master level up. Okay. Let's check this out. Oh, Aaron Cash. What do you have?
Just keep your distance, funny man.
Wow, care packages. Thank you. Give me my battle pass points. I'm not gonna get that. Thank you.
That's it. No excuse for slacking.
You just get me, Cash.
This.
Thought there was one more. Oh well.
I remember I saw something. It was like on one of IGN's first posts. Not the one where he said anything about AI, but like he just said like their next game's gonna redefine the
Yeah, that was the one that
video
annoyed
games.
me. Before
He's
even the
also
AI
said
thing.
something about like AI, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like was for someone as sauceless as Neil Druckmann, AI really isn't like what you should be going for.
But it's also entirely in line with what I'd expect, because like who else is gonna write for him?
Yeah. Well, when he fires all the people that can, right? But yeah, he's gonna defy mainstream expectations. And then someone said, "Let me guess, it's gonna be a third-person, over-the-shoulder, cinematic game with motion-capped actors and relatable dialogue."
Oh, so true. Give me my coins. Okay. We collected all our battle passes. Thank you.
What are you waiting for?
Check the mailbox. Nothing for me. Not even a hey, thanks for still playing this game. You're the only one who will, friend. Just kidding. I'm sure they're. How much is on my next? Okay, so we did the thing. I think we're just gonna do killing time until I hit a high. Is there? There's a hardcore kill. Six incursions, normal killing time, almost hardcore killing time. They take away? Move it? I guess no one really did. They didn't.
Engaging Brainiac in multiple dimensions is a fine strategy, Task Force X. Good enough to me.
Attacking our target. Okay, saving folks can feel alright.
There's
Oh, yeah, they finally did more reveals for multiverses that actually make it like worthwhile because like they did Joker and I'm like, dude, I don't care about the Joker. He's been in every like everything. I don't want to see the Joker anymore. But now it's just like Jason's there, Agent Smith. It's like, what the, sure.
I'm down. I'm gonna play it just because I think it'll be silly. I'm also gonna play it.
I was good at it, so.
I'm gonna play it just because fuck Smash Bros. That's literally it. I'm just like I'm
have to bust out the paperweight.
not even. I don't want to have. No, that game. It's not even the paperweight. I would play it on the paperweight if the paperweight had whatchamacallit, better decent online. Hey Avery, how's it going? How's the game? I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the update so far. I mean, we haven't done the new incursions yet. Like, I'm gonna go do killing time real quick and get some mastery levels so I can hopefully hop into that. But yeah, I know it's feels good so far. Feels like it feels like it's running better on my PlayStation than it was in last episode. But we'll see. They changed the color of Prometheum. I swear that used to be green. Now it's teal.
Oh yeah, speaking of green, I'm pretty sure I'm colorblind.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, we'll talk about that in a second. I was thinking about finding the game as the end game. End game is a lot better now than it was at launch. I think I'm torn. I think as someone who really likes this game, I think the responsible thing to say is I would say give it one more update, probably, if like you're really like depends on how much time you have to put into endgame. Like if you're the kind of person who like plays a game like for 4 or 5 hours a day, then I'd say hold off until season 2. If you're like me and like you can play a game and put 50 hours in and set it down until the next update or whatever, then I think you're more than can get enough out of the end game right now.
They still don't have that like that big like
yeah, they don't have that
content.
they don't have that big cool thing to like that big thing you want to do, that big piece of content thing you want, like a dungeon type raid type thing or the PvP mode yet to show your stuff off.
Yeah, as it stands, last time I played, it was just like it's just fun to like do the incursions, like just
yeah,
them,
it's fun to do them. The leaderboard makes it engaging. The loot pursuit this patch definitely made the end game much better. Like this, from what I can tell, there's going to be a lot more reason for me to keep logging in, and just knocking out the
pretty
incursions.
good sale right now, so
Yeah, I mean, I picked it up for 11 because it was on sale. So because it's on sale, I mean, if you're at all curious about it, I'd say go for it. I think it's definitely in the best state it's been. From what I can tell, everything is running better for most people. I have to get my combo rolling, and I have to remember how to do that. Oh wait, I have to destroy constructs. Oh wait, that's gonna be... Wait, how do we do this? Okay, we just shoot all the missiles. Oh! There we go. Boop.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I was playing GTA and I like made a fit. It was like yellow and black, and then like I had pants that were what I believe to be a solid yellow. But then I was informed that it was in fact green.
Are you sure it's not like disparity, like monitor color differences, or?
Nope, I tried it on both monitors, and then I even looked at the pants in the store, and there it was, green, and I'm like, God.
They're like, oh.
That's not like the first time that's happened. That constantly happens, stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure it's yellow game for
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm one of the few people that like sincerely believes this game can be really, really good, and I think the gameplay that they have is good. The only thing it's missing is just it needs just that solid like those last few pieces to make the end game feel like, okay, this is why everybody's pushing all this stuff. Oh, that's the cool thing I want to earn. Like, if you just like playing the game now, there's enough end game that there's plenty to keep you playing. It's just if you're very objective driven, if you're like, well, why am I playing end game? that's the part you're gonna be missing. Like, if you're like, oh, I want a specific reward that makes me feel special for doing it. I think games need that. I think it's good to have a piece of content that makes you feel special for having completed it. You get something from it that no one else has unless they've done it too.
Look, Bob, no plan.
I'm not about fighting mayhem with mayhem.
But yeah, as far as live service shooters go, I very much enjoy this. I recently just got off of 100 hours in Destiny 2 and almost 100 hours in Warframe to compare them to this and just the genre in general. And this, after all that time with those games, this is still holding up just fine. Like, it's not like I come back to this and I'm like, oh, those do it so much better. Like, this does a lot of stuff right that those games don't. It just needs more. And I think if it survives long enough to get more, it'll be in a pretty happy place. It's squad. They've really helped with the. They've really condensed the killing time, like offense and stuff. Grenades, thank you.
One thing I didn't like about killing time is, at least I would lose my combo because like sometimes my objective would go to the other side of the map.
Yeah, well, they changed that in episode 1, but you didn't really get to play much episode 1, right? Because it was bugging for you. And then they just stealth fixed it. Like.
And then they fixed it without a single like announcement.
Yeah.
And then I normally just didn't do killing time in the first place. So.
Oh, I didn't either. I only started doing it because at the start of episode 1.
Wasn't it like the best way to level it?
It was if you, like, yeah, it was just, you wanted to get there fast. And I had just happened to try it because I was just trying to figure out, okay, something's got to be faster than just doing these missions that are too easy. But yeah, they're definitely improved.
Man, Open Ring DLC comes out.
I know, I might get peer pressured into playing that. And by peer pressured, I mean, like, for the content.
I might have to play Elden Ring for the first time.
I don't even know if I want to, like... I'm afraid I'm just gonna make people mad if I make a video on it.
Oh no, Never Knows Best didn't even like Elden Ring. Well, he
I know,
liked it,
Never Knows Best and I are, like, on the same page about, like, most things.
I remember people gave him a lot of shit for his Elden Ring video.
Joseph Anderson
Like,
didn't like it
watched
either.
It.
Well, I mean, he liked
it,
but
was just like they pointed out how it's not perfect, and then
yeah, and not only how it's not perfect, how
reasonable flaws.
And it's not even how it's not. It wasn't that it's not perfect. It was that they sincerely believe that like the others did it better, and I was like, yeah, same.
Never Knows Best video. Isn't it literally just called like Elden Ring isn't perfect?
Yeah, but it's more. I'm just saying that like the bigger point of contention.
Reasonable flaws, yeah.
Yeah, the bigger point of contention is the idea that it's not just because you can say no game's perfect, and it's not controversial, right? But I think that saying that it's not the best of its peers, I think, is what had people up in arms about it. But I stand by that. I don't think it is. I think the others do it better.
From what I've seen, because I watched my friends play. Not that I wasn't interested, because I wanted to play it. Just
Didn't have time or whatever.
I just literally just never got around to it. I was like, you know, I'll pick it up eventually.
Eventually never happened. Yeah.
And eventually never happened. I watched my friends play a lot, and I'm like, yeah, that looks cool, but it's like, I swear to God, I've seen them fight like the same boss like 4 different times.
That I really think that if they had just done it, if they had not made it, if they had kept it linear. If they'd cut out the big open spaces and didn't feel the need to fill them with, like, copy-pasted stuff, it would have been a much more special game. Like, I really think that was a miss, and everybody's like... I think they think...
Like, all the bosses, like, Millennia or whatever. They're like, nobody's talking about, like, oh, dude, you see the knockoff Tree Sentinel? Dude, I love that guy.
Yeah, who's also... The knockoff Tree Sentinel dude who's literally fucking Asylum Demon.
Wait, is Asylum Demon in that game?
No, but the Tree Sentinel has the exact same moveset as the Asylum Demon from all the Souls games.
So Asylum Demons, that's funny.
Yeah, he's just reskinned as the Tree Sentinels, or no, not the Tree Sentinel. The Tree Sentinel is the Knight, but there's the withering tree entity thingies, the big fat wood-looking things, and they're just the reskin of the whatchamacallit.
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with like.
I don't mind them using their assets. Like it's just
yeah, like reusing Asylum Demons. Like sure, I know how to fight Asylum.
I mean, and yeah, I wouldn't have known that's who it was unless someone pointed it out to me. I'm not special.
When it's like, but like when it's when there's actually like 4 different Tree Sentinels in the game and shit like that, it's like okay.
Yeah, it's like what are you doing?
Do we really need 180 bosses?
I don't know. I want to like it, but like I was playing Bloodborne for like a little bit of my crab video footage, and like I started playing that, and it was like hard to put down. And I was like, I never felt this with Elden Ring, and that's the difference. Like all these years later, it was hard for me to put it down. I wasn't even playing it properly. I was literally watching it through my stream preview window because I was just recording some stuff, and then I started playing, and like I got hooked. And like 20 minutes later, I realized I'm not even looking at the real screen. I'm playing it through my fucking OBS preview. Like, that's a good game. Elden Ring just didn't have that. It doesn't have that kind of pull.
I think I put like 8 hours into it because I played it through my friend's library. Like 8 or 9 hours, like 12 hours, something like that. The game's like overwhelming almost. Cause like it tells you just go out, but then it's like where? It tells you to go to the castle.
My biggest point of contention is that if you actually explore in that game, you become really overpowered. Like I literally had the same experience Joseph Anderson did, where he went to the like peninsula really late and stomped all over it, and then basically proceeded to stomp all over everything except for bosses in the very last third of the game, which were all they just one-shot you. So like yeah, yeah. I mean that was my problem. I spent the entirety of my time overpowered and overleveled and way too strong, and by the time the game was gonna get difficult, I had already kind of tuned out. I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like it didn't challenge me for 50 hours. I wasn't about to put in another 30 to see if it got there, when I had loved this series for being able to challenge me no matter how familiar with it I'd grown, you know?
And that's just the trade-off if you do open world instead of linear, unless you want to do like stupid Bethesda scaling where it's like, oh yeah, everything's like kind of strong, it's like on the same level.
Yeah, I really just didn't like that they made it an open world. I sincerely believe it just kind of killed the formula. Like that's why I love crab games so much. Like it's an actual Souls game in a way that Elden Ring doesn't feel.
I'm Sekiro, but if I had to pick like a Souls game, I'm still like a Dark Souls brainhead.
Dark Souls 2 is the best.
I haven't played it forever. I remember not liking it, but I also played on the Xbox 360 and I was like, pro, so.
Yeah, and like it was also like everybody got scared off by the whole like max health mechanic thingy. Like
I didn't even know how that worked. That was just the first Souls game I ever picked up, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, Dark Souls 2, as a base game, I think 2 is not as good as 1 and 3. But when you include its DLC, the DLC for 2 are, the 3 of them combined are about the size of 2 for all intents and purposes. And they are so good. They're some of FromSoft's best work ever. Like, and some of the ideas from those DLC, like, inspired some of the best stuff they do, like, master level at 16.
So everybody, enjoy.
Yeah, I remember Dark Souls 3 not really challenging me for the DLC. I think the final bosses. I think the only reason I started on the final boss of Dark Souls 3 was because I was a parry guy, so I was like parrying everything I could, and the final boss busts out Gwyn's moveset from Dark Souls 1.
And you're like,
but you can't parry him.
Can you not? I didn't know that.
No, you can't parry him. It just like makes a little force field and you can't parry him. Like, why? If you're gonna make me fight Gwyn, let me fight him like how I did like in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, like let it be the same. They just didn't want you to cheese him the same way.
Yeah, they didn't want you to like kick his ass the same way.
It's kind of funny. They're trying to do this for as long as the enemies feel reasonable to kill. Not only because it gives me a sense of what scaling's like for the patch, but it also just helps me level as fast as I can. Oh, fuck it! Can't believe that missed. That's cheating. The game just cheated me. Okay. Where's that helicopter? Ah. Can I please hit you with a grenade? Oh my god, it's impossible. Hitting these helicopters in the air with grenades is really hard. I know that's kind of a ridiculous problem to have. Especially when I play a game.
It really is still wild to me that after they did the whole like creative overhaul with like X Defiant, they still kept that stupid name.
I didn't realize that it's literally inspired, like the powers and the characters are inspired by Ubisoft titles. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Like that's stupid. But the gameplay,
originally,
the gameplay looks
it
fun.
wasn't a Tom Clancy title, or no, it was a Tom Clancy title.
Yeah.
And then like they like kind of got rid of the marketing, and it's not a Tom Clancy original, like Tom Clancy game, but it still has like the Splinter Cell like gadgets and stuff. It's like.
The reason it's
like,
not a Tom Clancy
Vision
game is because there's no
Race,
story, and Tom Clancy writes narratives. So it can't be a Tom Clancy game if they didn't write a story.
We need a new Rainbow Six that isn't Siege, man. I want like a Vegas.
Are your actions calculated?
You and everybody on Earth. Everybody wants a Rainbow Six Vegas.
Dude, I want a Splinter Cell. That's what I want. I've been waiting 10 years.
Well,
It
you know
ain't
what?
coming.
Yeah, you're not getting it because they
and if it does come, it's gonna be a VR game.
they
It's gonna
closed
suck.
they closed the people that were making, you know, good stealth games. So rest in peace, Arcane Austin.
Arcane Austin, didn't they just they
They
did
did- they
Prey
pre-
DLC?
They actually had a hand in a lot of stuff though, like,
Yeah, they were a support studio mainly, but I know they did the Moon Crash DLC, which was really good.
and they were also like they worked hand in hand with Leon for
Yeah, they're a support studio. Yeah.
for Dishonored and Prey.
But no, we don't get stealth games anymore until Kojima makes his next one.
Oh, where's the? Oh, there's a portal. Oh, okay. Oh, it's so far away.
Yeah, but like I remember the original marketing was so bad because like the whole pun of X Defiant was that like it said XD,
Yeah.
but now it doesn't. It's just stupid. And it's like, why is it called X Defiant? So they dropped the silly aesthetic for stupid Call of Duty.
Give me
game's
XP. Give me XP. Give me XP.
The game's run by the guy who did the who was talking about fish AI for Call of Duty.
Did I really only get 3 levels from that fucking game?
If my friend told me to play it, I'm like, dog, no. That would require me to open up Uplay.
And I thought I was a show off.
That's the one thing I miss about console. There was no Uplay on there.
Okay, so I
If
need
you
to
don't
go
open
to-
Uplay after a couple months on PC, what it'll do is that it'll make every branch of Ubisoft like request access to your computer, and you're just gonna play like Ubisoft Roulette. Because sometimes it's like, oh, only 4 of them. Sometimes it's like 9. It's like, God, I don't care about Ubisoft Sweden. What? No, they don't even make games. Not as bad as the Riot software though. That junk is actually like bad for you.
for-
Like one of the FAQ questions for like Riot Games launchers, how do I uninstall it?
There's an American Fruits. Okay, how do I always forget this. So final minute.
I hope you'll see I'm a
Let
Luther
me
of my
go
word.
squad. Am I allowed to put it on Invasion 6 yet? No, I have to take 5,000 XP first. Okay. So then... I'll do one.
Firing on Joker!
Oh. That's how.
Micro.
We've poked and prodded at this
Just gotta go kill
Brainiac.
Brainiac. Okay.
It's time to excise the next Brainiac iteration.
Kill him. Kill
I'm
Brainiac.
100% behind you on that, Mr. Luther. 110 even.
Task Force X to the portal.
Beginning our descent.
One of those ingrates better name their kid after me.
That.
Enough out of you. With penthouse views for work or play, let's hope you'll enjoy your stay. No crash, all burn.
Why do the Terrans scream? Seems like a waste of breath to me.
Feeling very down, actually.
Brainiac has Protonauts, Terminauts, turn grunts and bombers minus destroyers. Eliminate the target before they reach it to remove the shield for short period of time until they explode. Okay. Sounds complicated. Bro, I've played so much in the first few weeks of the game that like I still just loaded on purpose. And then from the care packages I opened.
Yeah, because you used to just get on when you were bored and just farm the Prometheum.
No, I would just get on when I was bored and just push the mastery rank higher and higher. I only stopped in episode 1 because I'd gotten really everything I wanted. I'd completed everything. The only thing left to do is climb the leaderboard, and I would have kept playing just to climb the leaderboard if there weren't a bunch of cheaters.
I was about to say, wasn't afraid of cheaters.
Yeah, so like if I knew that like for example, like if I'd seen like the people that I see on Twitter talking about the game on the leaderboard, and I could see us going back and forth as we climb, like, and had that little element of it, then I definitely would have kept playing. Okay, so cannon, bus. And do we have to do 3 different missions?
This interface. This is
And it's funny because Black Ops 3 is famously not safe on PC. Like you need like a whole like community patch thing just to keep it safe, right? And,
Oh, like it's been like compromised.
They fixed it like a bit of it. Like they fixed it for the most part, but there's still like ways to get through. So if you just have the community patch, you're pretty safe. Like you're almost guaranteed to be safe. You can't play like online like multiplayer, but who's playing that? But like you can still play with your friends just fine. But I was looking at the leaderboards just out of pure curiosity. All the top like I don't know how much on zombies is all cheated, and it's like comically large. Like the guy got for context, the highest round possible on the game's engine is 255. So explain to me how like the top like 100 people had like around 2 billion and only had like 2 kills. I think that's like the biggest thing for me is like the fact that they still charge like even like $50 for those games is like insane, and you can't even like play them safely. And then they cease and desist all the and then they cease and desist all the game clients that keep them alive, so you can play them safely.
Sorry, took it. Yeah, this feels like a good amount of
There's
data.
like there used to be like 4 or 5 for like the different Call of Duties. But the only ones that are still up are like the original like Black Ops and Black Ops 2 one called Plutonium, just because like all Activision asked them to do was like, hey, we won't cease and desist. You just take down the torrent from your website. I'm like, okay. But since those games are so old, it's like unbelievably easy to torrent them.
It's like, why do they? It's like I don't even care, honestly.
50% to go.
The extra $2 in royalties they get from Shopify and Black Ops 2 for $60 in current year.
Or some chump buying Black Ops 3 for 45.
Yeah, who the fuck would do that?
There it is.
Not bloodlust.
What idiot!
Supersize is going out with a bang.
Bum, 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 bum.
Tango's exploding. Find some cover. Oh,
no,
this
it's not.
data's throwing off my aim. Better ditch it at the
Final
truck.
shape only 2 weeks away, got
For me to show these bad guys.
I'm gonna play multiverses. I'm just gonna play the same character they're doing service explore. It's gonna be Harley and Joker. Because I don't like any of the other. Oh, and Rick and Morty. Sorry, those are the only IP on the roster I care about.
Calculated the next optimal scanning location. All it needs
I
is
think-
an optimal.
I don't know why they keep doing like so much Looney Tunes. Like, I get the appeal for like Bugs Bunny and like Daffy Duck, but like, dude, Marvin the Martian, dude. Who's hyped for Marvin the Martian?
True.
But then they're like I said earlier, they're stepping it up now. It's like they got Jason, which that's wild because like nobody even knows who owns the rights to Jason. That's why there hasn't been like a new movie or anything, and they shut down the game. Well, that game sucked, but it was heat.
The
than
Jason,
Dead by
the
Daylight.
Friday
Friday
the
the
13th.
13th, the game.
Wasn't it just Dead by Daylight?
No, but better.
How?
Because Dead by Daylight sucks. And the other one was funny because like you can shoot your friend with a shotgun.
You know, I think now is time to bring back Evolve. The real
The
asynchronous.
children yearn for Evolve.
The true, yeah, they do, because they all want the asynchronous multiplayer for some reason. Everybody wants to play the bad guy. Fucking edgy losers.
I don't know, they're never like continuously fun.
The reason I don't play them is because I also want to play the bad guy, and I'm not waiting in a queue. Fuck you.
They have the same issue that like Overwatch has, where it's like the queue times are ridiculously long for like all the fun roles. It's like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
you can play.
The Survivor. Yeah. You can play the normal person
Jason
trying.
Voorhees.
Yeah, like. How are you trying to cuck me, guys? Like. I clicked on Dead by Daylight because I saw you could play as some cool killer guys, and then like. I had to
And
play
then
as some
now
fucking
it's just,
hipster in a
like-
beanie, and like, what's happening?
It used to be like original creations. Now it's just like, how many IPs can we license out?
Honestly, it's in the name.
Oh,
At least
come
with Dead by
on.
Daylight, it feels like natural, I guess.
Your killing sprees defy
Are these not?
analysis.
Aren't these supposed to be
They're not without merit.
vulnerable or something? I guess not. Oh,
I also think the way Dead by Daylight plays is one which
I've never played it because it looks stupid.
is really, it doesn't play very
I'm gonna be honest, they just always
It's
look really
clunky-
stupid.
It doesn't look very good. But it's clunky on all fronts. The controls for the killer are clunky and the survivors. And then they make the killer play in like first person, which is like an odd choice.
Oh, I already talked to you about this, but you should definitely give Warframe another shot. That game is impressive. Like, very consistently impressive, too. Like, I'm constantly just like, oh, wow. They tried. That's crazy. Yes, take notes.
I advise taking down the shark ship before he destroys you all.
Any of the shards can try.
I'll probably give it a try at some point, but right now I don't have enough room in my heart.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're already playing other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just playing it because it's...
Destiny looks at me funny every single time I boot up a different live service.
I'm just playing it because, like, even Lemon likes it a lot more than Destiny, too. But I was like, okay, fair enough. Okay, so... we have to do all three of these for us to fight him. I feel like they're gonna make me do all three of these.
must be all three.
Am I holding it correctly?
Answer my riddle,
I
please.
don't. Task Force X, proceed to the vehicle.
Can I not, like, activate it because there's enemies too close by? Or what's going on? And then start the mission.
Covering fire. Now, Lex, don't
There
be
we
too
go.
proud to yell line if you can. Okay, rolling.
Activating systems. Readings suggest bad guys are inbound. I don't think that's a spelling error.
The lack of dexterity in my hands does not keep me from killing with finesse.
These guys.
Enemy, prepare for disassembly.
For those asking,
I fulfilled Toyman's
we are not quite sure if Black Ops 6 will be available on last gen. Well, if you're
I swear to God, it's not going to be on last gen.
Modern Warfare 3 wasn't on last gen, I don't think.
If they're even talking about it, then yeah, it is. Well, let's be real.
Well, yeah, oh yeah, because it was a DLC for Modern Warfare 2, that's why.
special kills are completed.
I completely forgot about that. It was supposed to be a DLC, so it was like made on the same engine.
That is getting heavy in the pocket. Metaphorically speaking.
I thought Call of Duty would have ditched last gen already.
No, COD hangs on. A lot of players haven't moved on to the next gen.
Yeah, about half of Sony's install base.
Okay, alright. People say this thing has no games. I don't get what that means. Like, what did it...
Because they ain't got no games.
But I get it. Like, I get the joke, but like, I don't anymore. Like, you have so many games. Like, what does not having games mean? Does not having games mean, like, when a game becomes an exclusive, when a game stops being exclusive on PlayStation, is that a game it doesn't have anymore?
For some people, yes.
Because, like, those people are stupid. Like, you had to wait a year to play Final Fantasy 16 or whatever. Like, okay.
It's still not on PC.
Yeah, like, some of us actually like games and don't want to wait that long while everybody else gets to enjoy them.
That was the only reason I even bought Alan Wake 2 on Epic, because like, I was like, dude, I'm not waiting for this to come to Steam.
Like, that's people that, like, I get the Epic Game Stores and don't. People that don't buy games because they're exclusive to it are stupid and the worst.
Well, no, the thing about it is that, like, it's such a forgettable and bad storefront. Like, people genuinely didn't know Kingdom Hearts has been on PC for
I know,
years.
yeah.
Like, I didn't even know it was on PC.
I mean, I assumed it was, but...
Dude, because, like, it's a fundamentally worse product, so there's no reason to ever use it outside of booting up Fortnite.
Like, and I get that it's worse, but it's also just, it doesn't really matter, because you just open the game and then you're done.
Well,
Like,
it's missing features. Like, most games still don't have, like, achievements.
I know, I get that it's... I guess to me it's just like, well, those things are... I get what makes it worse. I just don't think any of that matters. Like, at all. Like, other than navigating the store being annoying as a customer, yeah, that's a problem. Like, I could care less about its
That's a really bad problem. I tried looking at the sailors going on, and I couldn't navigate to it. It like wouldn't go there.
Like, I could care less about the features or like all the Steam bullshit and integration, because like I don't care. Like, I'm the kind of person where like I'll have platinum trophies on an account and then delete it. Like, I don't fucking.
Like, I think at the bare minimum you have to have like bare minimum, which so most of the PC storefronts don't fit this, but user reviews, achievements, and like a good like, or even like a half decent overlay for PC. That's about it.
I don't even see the point of the achievements. The game can put those in on its own if it wants.
I'm feeling feeling the weight of my dad.
Games don't, because games used to do that. They used to have like internal achievements, but now it's like they're all stored like by a storefront.
I know,
So,
and
like,
I think
some
that's
games,
dumb.
like, if I buy like a game on Ubisoft, it doesn't have Steam achievements, but it has like Uplay achievements.
But like, who's
So,
looking at
like-
your achievements?
Me.
But like, don't you just remember what you've achieved? And if you don't, was it really that special?
This wouldn't be a challenge for you guys.
I like achievements.
I mean, I like it, but like, I like it just as an excuse to continue playing the game, like, and having a thing to do. I don't really get anything out of actually getting the trophy, other than having a stopping place, I guess.
It just feels like it should be like, because like achievements have been a thing since 2005. Like,
I'm not arguing that like it's not a dumb thing to not have them when everybody else does. I just don't know why everybody cares so much. Like, there are clearly a lot of people
Epic Games signs these deals.
I think a lot of
forcing
people
to use
play.
their storefront.
Yeah, but like, it's just where you buy and launch the game. You just play the video game. I get it from like, I get that people are complaining about valid complaints. I'm just like kind of the opinion, I'm like, if you don't have more important things to care about, then like,
It's a nothing issue, but it's just like other than Alan Wake.
And they also pay their developers better, and they funded Alan Wake.
Yeah, that's why I'm fine with Alan Wake being exclusive.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like I'm
when
not
they
just.
took Metro off of Steam like 2 weeks before it came out. That was
All I'm saying is, it's not like Valve is reaching out to fund your favorite game that's not going to get played. It's not going to get funded, you know? Like,
A new destroyer has been created.
it doesn't make them the good guy. They're still fucking. They're still at the airport. Again, they at least they're making an effort in some spaces.
their dev split is better, but like it comes at the cost of less people are buying your game, so. So like you make more money per sale, but there's less sales compared to Steam.
Yeah. Okay, so now we can go do the morning, and then we fight Brandon.
It's also just like slow, man. Like, god.
Yeah, no, it's crap. I'm just kind of of the opinion that like I've never cared.
I normally wouldn't care, but like there's two good PC.
Like I've had Ink. Like I've been talking to Ink before about something, and I'll mention a game or whatever, and Ink's like, "What are you playing that on?" I was like, "Oh, I think I have it on like Origin or whatever." Ink's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not getting that." And I'm just like, it's not a virus. Like I get that you don't like I get brand loyalty, but Jesus Christ, people. Like,
I've never not bought a game just because like, oh, it's on. Unless I like Chivalry 2 was like Epic exclusive. I didn't buy it not because like, oh, Epic game. I really could have just waited, and I have it on PlayStation.
I would have played Chivalry 2, but I put a bunch of time into Mordhau when it first came out, and then it died.
They're very niche games.
Yeah. Which is a shame because they're so much fun. Like,
Yeah, they're fun, but then like it gets to a point in a lot of times where people figure out like the ghost angles and shit.
I feel like Mordhau was pretty balanced for a while, but I don't know.
Mordhau was pretty good with it.
Like, I remember thinking Mordhau was. I remember a lot of people being kind of let down when Chivalry 2 came out because they were like, Mordhau kind of just did this already.
Yeah, it was just like kind of a worse Mordhau.
Yeah, and everybody had waited so long but like that was the point, is the Mordhau devs had waited so long for Chivalry 2 they made it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I think the only launcher that I actively refuse to buy games on is still Battle.net, and because I think Blizzard is a shitty company.
I mean, I can't say the same because I have World of Warcraft. I don't have another place to buy it, so.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They lock all their games. Granted, it's their game, but however common.
I mean, to be fair, they've also had that storefront since like before Steam existed. So. Okay, not Battle.net, but they've been selling their own games on their own digital storefronts since before there was.
It was launched in '96. Yeah. Okay.
Like, we have to delineate 2010's Blizzard from like 2004 Blizzard.
Gotta throw them at the big gun.
I also like. Yeah, there's two good PC ones. Steam and GOG. That's about it. Everything else is kind of like.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Epic Games also throttles your download speed for some reason, which is like, fuck you, right?
This doesn't eat all of your bandwidth. Steam is like the, although on the bright side, Steam is the best way to test to like maximum internet speeds on this.
It's like a Fortnite update that was 30 gigabytes. It would take like longer on Epic than it would have on like, any other launch. Also, I know why they do it, just because it's the Fortnite launcher. But if you install Epic, Fortnite automatically installs it. It comes like it starts installing like as soon as you download the launcher. It's like, goddamn, bro, give me a break. Give me a second.
Nah, they know what you want. They know
why you're there.
They know you're a mindless consumer. Don't argue.
Support that newly spawned destroyer.
I really like good old games though, just because you actually own your games when you buy them from there.
Yeah, DRM free.
Yeah.
Okay. Defeated your
Their
cannon.
storefront's a little like
I'm gonna fight these bitch.
confusing now, but whatever.
Defeat Brainiac. Where's the Brainiac at?
Actually, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that user reviews don't exist on the other storefronts. Oh, you want to go look for a psychological horror game? Guess what? There's 15 different joke games. Get it? Get it? Psychological horror. It's Fall Guys. Get it?
Yeah.
You take the one on the left,
Yeah.
you take the right, I got the rest.
I hear user reviews and I just think of gamers and then I think stupid
Review
people.
them,
Yeah. Nothing will. I don't think there's any like surer pipeline to gamer, hater, and indie game appreciator than making content. And once you play enough games, and the stuff. I get it now. Like I get why some people are so in love with just indie games because there's a certain amount of like. That's where everything interesting happens. Like if we're being real, like in terms of like really crazy mechanics, that's where everything exciting happens. AAA is where you get the refinement, if you're lucky. Refinement and scale, right? But when it comes to originality or innovation, it's all in the indie space.
Or even if you want like a certain type of game, like AAA games don't make anymore. Like if you want like a CRPG.
Like I was playing Rakugaki last. Yeah, like I was playing Rakugaki last night. Yeah, last night I was playing Rakugaki, the new Gearbox published little indie platformer. It's like a Jet Set Radio inspired looking thing. It's really fun, right? Like, and it just has so many cool ideas. And same thing with like all the indie games I played. Pacific Drive and Another Crab's Treasure are easily Game of the Year contenders, like hands down. Like if those games aren't on the Game of the Year list for nominations, I'm gonna be mad.
Or like
I get
Cyberpunk is like the
yeah, it's Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
There's just so many good indie games now, and it's like it's kind of frustrating because I don't have time for that. It's also frustrating because like I could see myself accidentally falling down that pipe of like, oh, I just cover a bunch of indie games now, and now I'm just some niche channel no one watches.
I think one thing that like irks me for like probably like no reason. It's just like people who like ad nauseum just like constantly like jerk off indie games.
Oh yeah, like they don't, like they act like there's no merits in anything else. Yeah, they only.
Yeah, they act like every single AAA game is bad and only good games are indie games.
Alan Wake 2, fight me every time. That's all I'm gonna think. Alan Wake 2 and Final Fantasy 16.
Like anything like fucking From Software,
Yeah.
Pro, fucking Remedy, and like there's good AAA studios. Just because Call of Duty is always in the headlines doesn't mean Call of Duty is the only game.
What frustrates me about those people is that I used to say the same things they did. Okay? When I was 13, and when Call of Duty was on top of the world. When Call of Duty was the thing. If you're gonna shit on something like Call of Duty now, you need to shit on Minecraft and Fortnite. Or get out of my face. Like, if you're gonna try and be pretentious to me about games, then you need to stop shitting on something that hasn't been the top dog in a decade. Okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Top Dog has been fucking block building game.
Top
Yeah, well,
dog's been fucking Fortnite for
Fortnite, but
like
I was
5
thinking,
years.
I think Minecraft a lot of the time because Minecraft. I think the problem is that Minecraft, because it has a creative spirit, gets a pass as like it's some fundamentally more wholesome thing.
It's also the Reddit game.
Yeah, it's still a monolithic, ridiculous thing that's been done to death over and over again, and like doesn't really add anything new to the space. And it takes up, again, there are people that are going to be playing Minecraft for years and years that could be engaging in fundamentally like more enriching experiences that won't because they're playing Minecraft, right? And it's the same thing as Call of Duty or Fortnite or League of Legends. Like those games all exist and they're all good games in their own right. It's the idea that they are designed to subsume everything else you do, right? Like and that's what I like about these live service PvE games is as much as people talk about them like they're trying to do the same thing, I don't get that vibe from Destiny, and I don't get that vibe from Warframe, and I don't get that vibe from this. They aren't trying to be the thing I play every single day. They might have a daily login bonus, but that to me isn't the same as like being a game where it's about this never-ending. There's something about PvE content that on some level kind of prevents that. That unless you're going to create something infinitely scaling, right? Like, yeah, there are those people that'll find stuff to do in your game and will keep playing it for thousands of hours. But again, I think that people who are addicted to Destiny are a different breed than those who are addicted to Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think they're trying to do the same thing where it's like the infinite treadmill, like you keep going, but it's a lot. It's not that they're not trying to do it. It's just it's a lot easier to.
I think the treadmill. I think the treadmill when you're making a PvE game. I think the thing you're trying to make is fundamentally more virtuous to have made, because to make a thing that can keep going as a PvE game means to keep supporting it. It means to keep creating new things to interact with, right, and new challenges to overcome. It's new content. Fortnite, Fortnite for all intents and purposes could just release a new map every once in a while and change the balance on some guns here and there. And like, for all intents and purposes, it wouldn't change. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't hurt the perception or the design of the game if it didn't get the changes it constantly gets, right? Like, whereas I think these PvE games, the idea is that they're only engaging so long as they keep getting actual content added to them.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what, again, it's like it's an MMO. It's just, I think the fact that so many people are growing up in a post-MMO gaming like time is very much a part of the problem with the live service model and how people see it, the way they understand it. Like, I sincerely believe that the fact that I've played World of Warcraft since I was like 7 is the reason I get this shit and other people don't. Because I think there's just so many elements there that, like, you understand that all these games were trying to do, all Destiny was trying to do, all it wanted to do was, like, I guarantee you the boardroom pitch for that game was, we want to make a World of Warcraft on console. We want to make something.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. We want to make something that does what an MMO does, but we know it can't be a proper MMO because we know the consoles aren't ready for that, right? Like,
and they still aren't. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, and again, they can run them now, but like, yeah, the market, the audience isn't ready for something that complicated. So I get that. But like, that's always been the idea. It's always just been like MMO light, as much as it's kind of a crude and not like, I don't like saying it because it sounds dumb. That is the best way to describe these games because that's what they've always tried to be. And people don't seem to see that. Or they see that and they just hear massively multiplayer. They don't understand all the history of what an MMO is. Right? When I say an MMO, it's not a massively multiplayer online game. It's WoW, it's Final Fantasy, it's Dark Age of Camelot, it's RuneScape. It's like there's a very specific subset of games that are an MMORPG, and it's not just any game that's big and has a lot of people online. Fortnite's not an MMO just because it's massively multiplayer online.
Like, it's like one of those things that I was having this argue with my friend because he was like, because one asked me a stupid hypothetical. It was like, is there a game you couldn't consider an RPG, just like by pure definition? Because it's a role-playing game. Like, it's like the most like wide like thing ever. And for this stupid question, I'm like, we got an argument. It's like, yeah, technically any game could be an RPG, just because like if you're going by the denotative definition of role-playing game. There's not like a single game where you don't play a role.
Are you sure your little minds are capable of multitasking?
And like MMO is like the same like type of deal where it's like massively multiplayer
A
online.
little
Like,
showy for my taste.
Minecraft can fit into that
Satisfying.
definition if you have like 16 people on a server, right?
Yeah. Speaking of people on a server, are you gonna play Duck Side?
Don't worry.
I linked it in my
I'll take
server.
my time.
It's DayZ, but you play as a duck.
Wouldn't want to
It looks
rush
hilarious.
now, would we?
It looks fucking great. That little kid. It's DayZ or Rust, but you play as a duck. It's awesome.
Task Force X, stand and be obliterated.
Bro, I think they're listening. I think someone's listening.
What do you mean?
They added incubators to a boss fight.
Oh, the
I think someone's listening. I think someone's watching my videos.
prepare yourselves. I finally see why
I've literally said all you need is like an incubator and like an incubator mechanic and like a couple other things. And you'd be set.
Yeah, we have that whole like this thing. Like, we basically get our rating count and then all we gotta do is just add like
Oh, I have to go punch it. I forgot.
a secondary objective.
Yeah, exactly. A secondary objective. I had to kill the incubator to make him vulnerable. That's literally like that's it. There you go. That's like yeah, like low key. That's like it is. Like if this was now obviously this is the first iteration of him, so he's like easy for me, or he's not super dangerous. But yeah, like this is straight up in terms of mechanical depth. That's what we're looking at. Where did he go? I keep getting turned around. That's the one thing. I really think they need to, like, Green Lantern, I think, works because they did a good job of making him, they give him a big-ass character model sometimes for you to shoot at. I think that's what this needs. Like, having the Justice League characters actually be tiny is a little bit... I don't know. At the same time, if they used a gimmick to make them all bigger in some way, like, people would be mad because it wouldn't be comic booky. So I guess it's just a loophole. So.
Superman number 41 released in
Is a touch
1956.
slow
He said,
for the
no,
solar
I can't do
energy
that.
required by
In response to
Kryptonian
a
powers.
getting big as Green Lantern.
I can
so-
fix that.
Oh, what's he doing now? What did he just do? Oh! He did that, okay.
I'm right here, Task Force
That was
X.
low-key.
Time to
scary.
focus. I must recharge these Kryptonian powers. Annoying, but necessary.
Ooh.
Destroying you on a molecular level.
That one.
Use these powers in a
Did we get them all?
weakened state. You're no match for me.
Oh, they put him on the ground so I can actually hit him with my grenades. Thank you. That was nice.
Axial tilts are so
Oh,
fragile.
another phase. Okay.
Time to show you the extent of my new art.
These are... Okay, both this fight and Green Lantern were both so much better than what we got in the base game. I really think they're learning. Like, I am more and more confident that they have the right of
I know you
right
want
of
things
it.
like a touch of the dramatic. How's this for mood lighting? Shouldn't you be focusing on
Okay,
the
and one
greatest
more.
threat?
Incubator phase makes sense.
Your abject failure will be but a
The game
footnote
seems
in
a
my
little
story.
solid. Like, I enjoyed my time with it. I put like 60, 70 hours into it. I think it's a fun game. But like, I also at the same time, like, I think it's also, like, yeah, it's good. It's alright. But like, I wouldn't be like heartbroken if it like got shut down and
Incineration is a
Rocky was able to
very
like, try
effective
something
means of
bigger and
problem
better.
solving.
However, I want them to stick with it just because like I'd rather their learning experience be within that game
A
than
little
like
showy for
trying
my
to do
tastes,
something
but
else
very
and not have that
satisfying.
experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, I can't even pretend like otherwise, because I try to be like really like,
Problem solving.
I try to be even-footed in how I approach like what's good or bad about games, but like, I don't know if there's just something they did here that tickles my brain in a different way or what, but like, I'm the opposite in the sense that I am only advocating so much for this game for my own interest. I just want to be able to keep playing it. I just like it, and I like it enough that I'm gonna be really sad if it doesn't live and I can't play it more. Like that's it. That's the end of my investment.
Game, like, it's really funny. I think liking the game. Is this like how Anthem fans go? Like.
And that's honestly why I keep at like I got Lemon. I finally got Lemon the copy, and we'll see if the performance is good enough, because they're having a bit of an issue when we were first starting, in that like I just couldn't get their FPS high enough. But like I watched people with their same PC configuration run the game at 60 FPS, so I couldn't really figure out why they were having issues. But like I want Lemon to play the game because I just need someone to like tell me. I need someone who knows me really well, and someone I know who has no like, who just doesn't have any bias and who's gonna go into the thing completely like just completely open-minded is gonna say, because like I'm at that point where I still am just like constantly doubting myself. I'm like, am I crazy? Or do I just like a bad video game? Is that the plot twist? I just like a bad video game for like apparently to me it seems a lot more likely that I'm right than for the first time ever I like a game that's just bad. You know what I mean? Like I can't think of any game I'm a big fan of that has below a 70 on Metacritic. And like that's not something I'm proud of. It's just like observation, you know what I mean? Like there's so many good games out there. It's so easy to only play really highly rated games and still never run out of stuff to play. Almost every game I've ever played has above a 70 on Metacritic. So like when I think about that, it's just like, what are the chances that this is just the one? You know what I mean? Like that just seems so not realistic to me. But I don't know.
Like if Metacritic's was, I'm not like.
I'm not invested into them. It's just a way for me to measure how like
yeah.
The fact that the games I have played in my life that I've enjoyed, the vast majority of them are well received. This would be the first time in my life I really, really sincerely love a game that other people just didn't like across the board. Like, and that would just, with all the games I've played, as many games I've played, that just doesn't sound right to me. I think people wanted to not like this. I think that, oh, lol, silly glitch. I think that combined with the issues that they ran into, that combined with the Arkham and the Batman bullshit and those people, like, I think it just got hit by the perfect storm. I think that the market and the consumers are kind of burned out right now, and I think a lot of creators and journalists have pointed them at live services being the reason why, without, like, those, and to be fair, those people are not entirely wrong, but they don't always give the nuance, and then people just roll with this idea live service games are what's killing it. People trying to make more ambitious multiplayer video games is what's killing gaming. It's like, do you hear yourself right now? Like, that's not right.
New toy,
like,
tattoo,
think about it.
new toy.
That many live service games don't really get released. Like, if
And
that makes sense. Like,
they really don't, because a live service, it's just a big multiplayer game. Before there were live services, we had map packs. You want to know what the difference was? We didn't know if we were getting map packs because downloading was really inconvenient and it wasn't a guaranteed source of meaningful income. So you only got map packs if that game was really, really liked, like Halo 3 or Call of Duty. Yeah, like those were live services. They literally, Halo 3, I bought Halo 3 ODST not to play ODST, but because it came with a disc for Halo 3 multiplayer that included all the map packs on it. Yeah. No, it included the Halo 3 multiplayer, but it included all of the map packs already on the disc, so you didn't have to download them. Yeah, it came with a bonus disc with just Halo 3's multiplayer included. Like, and I bought it for that, because my friends and I all played a ton of Halo 3. I had bought one map pack, and my internet at the time was just so atrocious, it was going to take forever to download. So I was just like, oh. So when they announced that, and I got my multiplayer, like, that's what I got it for. It. That's basically a live service sold to me in a boxed copy. Like, it's just multiplayer. If you like a multiplayer game,
how aggressive like microtransactions are, which yes, they've gotten like bad, like $20 for like fucking skins and shit. It's like, that's absurd.
Let's see what
but
we've
like
got for you.
most of the time, 10 times out of 10, you don't have to buy it. Unlike
And-
map packs, where
And the
you
worst
did
part,
have to
and
buy
and the
it for
worst part,
15.
my thing is I, up to a point, right? Diablo 4, I think, has gone overboard, but up to a point, like even $20, and like stuff for skin, I don't think that's egregious depending on the quality of the thing. I'm not willing to, because again, it depends on how much work. Is this thing special? Is it really cool, right? Like, should that be the baseline for everything? I don't think so, right? But you don't have to buy that stuff. For me, it's more a matter of what can you buy and what can't you buy. Am I going to get stuff that I like even if I don't spend money, right? Like, I think that's a big part of it. Like, I think that's something Suicide Squad definitely can improve on, is that if you don't have the Battle Pass or whatever, you're not really going to get a lot of cosmetics. I mean, you would have, well, I
You get
say
the
that,
Riddler stuff, but
the thing is that's not entirely true. You would have cosmetics if you've been playing since the beginning, because we have, what I have, how many? I have 2 different free outfits for every character. The Easter outfits and the Twitch outfits. But, yeah, like, I definitely see that element of, like, you should have earnable cosmetics and stuff. Yeah, it's just weird to me, this idea that the live service is the problem. It's like, this is just a new word for the type, like, for multiplayer content. It's been around forever. We've had it in this form or other, like, for a long-ass time now. What are you guys stuck on? Oh, there's the killing time hardcore. Okay, so now, am I able to increase difficulty to... Yeah, Invasion 6 and then, yeah.
But when you think about like monetization and shit, it's like, I mean, it makes sense why everything's gotten so expensive, because like games are more expensive to make, and now the updates are free.
Mhm.
So like, of course it's gonna be like they have to make up the cost somewhere.
I guess we try.
Seems we found a use for your talents. Keep Brainiac's attention on you. Yes,
It's like I see people talking about, it's like, oh, we used to be able to earn all these camos in like Call of Duty, but now we have to buy them. But it's like, yeah, but you also had to spend $120 to get the whole year's worth of max.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you were like,
There was just content you didn't get to play. There were lobbies you couldn't play in. Your friends and you sometimes couldn't party up unless they changed their playlist or whatever. Like,
Lantern's power at scale
you had
demands
to buy
considerable
the
willpower.
map packs, and like
I possess the will to be
$15 for 4 maps plus a fourth mode or whatever, or a third mode. That was a lot of money back then.
yeah, honestly, as cheap as, like, that's another thing. If this game hadn't launched at 7, I just feel bad for Rockstar. Like the game isn't perfect. It has issues, but like when I look at it compared to its peers, I feel like it's just such a shame because it hit this perfect storm. Like if it hadn't come out right as fucking Helldivers dropped for $40, right? Like the discussion would look a bit different, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff is unfortunate because it's like, yeah, those are problems. Like, it shouldn't be a 7. I think charging $70 for a game up front is a bitch, especially when you're gonna charge for microtransactions, right? Like, I agree. I think, again, if this game was $40 alongside Helldivers, it still wouldn't have done as well because it had a lot more issues at launch than it does now. But yeah, I mean, it just, after playing 2 of the most beloved games in the genre, I come back to this and I'm like, oh yeah, this has some stuff that I missed. And that's how to me, that tells me that it's doing a lot right and it shouldn't just get canned because it had a bad launch. I really think they can recover it. Like, especially after seeing some of the stuff I've seen today, like, it's just, it's not necessarily the scale of what I'm seeing, it's what their efforts are indicative of. It's where they're putting their effort, right? Like, it's where they're putting their energy, it's the mechanics and the parts of the game they're focusing, right? Like, they literally added to the boss fight basically 1 step short of exactly what I said they should do. I can't not be a little bit pleased with myself for that, right? Like, oh, okay. The big brute just knocked me out of my ult. That's for sure. Okay. Did they nerf?
I wouldn't care if it like honestly like was like not there. 'Cause I'm in like an odd spot. 'Cause, like, I don't think there's really a game out here like if Destiny got taken down. I honestly don't know if I'd be all upset because like.
And see, that's the thing is that's been me. That's me with like most of these types of games. I'm particularly frustrated because I like this one more than the others. That's why I want it to live. Like, I've seen all these games that I think really have a lot of issues that I've ultimately spent time with or ended up passing on. And this is the only one that I wanted to, like, long term, this is the only one I want to play for a long time. Like, if this game lasted 5 years, I'd play it for 5 years. Like, I enjoy it. And that is a first for me. I'm generally... There's not a lot of gameplay loops that can keep me entertained consistently like that. Like, especially with the repetition. This is incredibly repetitive. There are very few repetitive loops that I just find this satisfying.
So you admit all the critics are right. The game is repetitive.
I've been saying that since day one.
The game where you shoot things is repetitive.
I said it was repetitive. I said the missions are super repetitive. I just argue that it doesn't matter.
Unlike my beloved Destiny Strike.
Positive reinforcement strategy would get better results than Mr. Luther's tiger parenting.
And that's the thing too, if like Destiny was a much better game than it is, I think the people who shit on this would have a lot more to stand on. But after playing Destiny and Warframe, I'm like, these games both do some stuff really well, but they both also do some things poorly that Suicide Squad does well. Like, there are some things that, like, you can tell the people who made this game have played Destiny, and they've played Warframe. They have. There's no way that you avoid some of the trappings of the genre like they have without having experimented with that stuff. I'm still blown away that they don't have gear score. Like, that there's not an item level. Like, that's
a wild thing. Like,
and the fact it works, that's crazy.
Same like, because I could go away for a year and like, say they're still up there, and like come like a year and a half later, I wouldn't be at any less of an advantage.
Yeah, like your stuff might not be as meta for like the current season's enemy roster or whatever, like the mutations, but like you'd still have usable stuff. Like all of your stuff that you had is still relevant, and the combos you had still work. Oh boy, there's a bot selling me cheap viewers. You know, I'm desperate, but I'm not that desperate. That's offensive.
Cheap viewers? You know what cheap viewers are.
What do you think I am, Mudahar? Yeah. Dude, that dude's a fucking phony. He's a fucking phony.
He used to have like actual like decent opinions, and now he's just kind of like.
No, like I see like the kind of person he like wants people to think he is, and the kind of issues he likes to tackle to make it seem like the kind of person he wants people to think he is. But then like you hear what he has to say about stuff, and you're like, oh, never mind. Like this dude he's fucking. Like he's someone at first I thought I was very much like, oh, I think I kind of like this person's takes on stuff, and then I like started paying more attention, and I was like, oh, this guy doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's just really good at stirring shit up. I also hate that he calls himself Some Ordinary Gamers when, like, bro doesn't know shit about games. Every time he says something about games on Twitter, anything video game related, I'm just like, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, that's wrong.
He plays on Linux. He's not Some Ordinary Gamer.
Oh, okay, he's not a real gamer. I got you.
Is that a real gamer? He's just playing Linux.
Well, I mean, I said what I said.
You can't just cross
I am
over
talking
and
about like
run, Earthlings.
how a game runs.
Not without a
like,
fight.
yeah,
No one-
Linux.
Yeah, no one cares how it runs because you're fucking using Linux and fucking
It's
dude.
like being a Mac gamer.
No, it's worse actually. Mac gamers are just desperate. They know they like what they like, and their platform doesn't offer other better games a lot of the time.
In Minecraft.
Yeah, like their platform doesn't offer or run better things, and that's not their fault. Like, and they're comfortable with that operating system. Linux users just like to feel special. Oh my god, there's 2 of them. Actually, God, I can't say anything particularly hostile.
Just the prop I've been looking for.
Go away, bots. Eat shit. And stumble into some colorful fluid in the garage.
Audacity of this magic mind move.
I'm getting loot.
Enjoying that moment, huh?
Loot to the shoot. So we did unlock mastery levels much easier and better than last time. Thank you, Rocksteady. Let's see what this shit looks. Let's see what these new things are. Oh, also, what are the current... We don't get the fear bonus, do we? We do get the fear bonus? Wait. I thought we wouldn't get the fear bonus because it's a new episode. Interesting. Okay. I do have a masterpiece of like every gun, but I don't. Such a game. Two-faced argument. 30% damage enemies inflicted by any. Oh! Oh, wait. Oh, I like that. Wait. Oh, wait, that's my jam. Wait, I might need to... Oh, wait, but they're both cool. Shit. Regular card. Some health. Oh, that wasn't... I'm fucking dumb. That's just its roll. Why can't I read? Okay, regular fire. Switching one dimension is with 50% health. Killing an enemy with this weapon increases damage from melee attack by 100% for 30 seconds. Stack up to 5 times. So 500% for 30 seconds on melee. Alt fire. Hold, shoot, argumentum bullets that do 5% more damage and punish the enemy hit. If the enemy dies from the hit, it punishes enemies within 20 meters of it. Critical hits regenerate 10%. Do we get a bonus? Oh, we get 2 bonuses. Harvesting. Oh yeah, because it has the villain synergies from... It's a Two-Face thing. Okay.
Two-Face.
When you kill an enemy with Suicide Strike. Oh my god. Wait, there's so many... Oh, I've been away from the game too long. There's so much to read. Like, this stuff's, like, harder to, like, parse when you haven't been staring at it for days. Yeah. Okay, oh, wait, how do we know how high of a master is? That's the real question. Hyperventilation, let's get this. Jurisdiction. Okay, each hit you take has a 50% chance of punishing the enemy. Each time you punish an enemy, you regenerate 50% shield. Every 10 seconds, Heads or Tails also changes active effects. While Heads is active, you do 5% more damage. Burning enemies while Tails is active, melee hits have a 100% chance of threat. Okay, so that works fine for Joker. Critical hits on burning enemies doing an additional 750% damage. This feels like that's just really Lucky Charm, what did we get? Wait, no, that's not. Corrupted Two-Faces Coin. What makes... Wait. I forget. What's the difference between a regular one and a corrupted one? Fuck. That's new. I forgot about that. Killing an enemy with a melee attack, shield, harvest, or suicide strike now burns and punishes all enemies within 20 meters. And also makes you do... Okay, so the game... This is very... melee. This is Shark Go BRRRRR. Okay. Neck bomb. True. I mean, we can use the One Piece spell. I need to look at our next mission so I can see what stuff is affecting which of my stuff is weak, because they obviously rotated it so that, like, now I think the Scarecrow stuff isn't as useful. But I think that means the Bane stuff is better now. Obviously.
Can't tell them who rescued them, but I
What do you
know
mean my care package is ranked up? Did you break it again, Dean? What are you doing?
Picking up a lieutenant in an enemy near you.
Target then determine on get the loot. What's life without a double homicide? So we kill the bug for loot. I'm learning. If hell.
You squashed that sucker. Hope it's a jackpot.
Let's try this one. All Two-Face, how much was it? Okay. So they did rework how this scales. That's cool.
I love this part.
I still need to go back and get the Two-Face melee for Joker. I tried it a few times, but it didn't drop for me. I also have to head out in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay. Yes. Oh, that's right. I might actually end up playing more Harley this season. We'll see. I really like Joker, but I've kind of been missing how good it feels to swing around as Harley.
We're all in this together, just separated by dimensions.
I love attacking
See you
incubators
open.
without shields. So here's our opportunity to chew up this incubator and spit it out.
You can affect an invasion existing across dimensions.
Okay.
Aw, you're so polite, sharing kills, Shark.
Here's... I love that they let me feel strong still. Like, I was strong at the end of last season. I'm not, like, suddenly weaker just because it's a new season, you know? Like, or, not season, but episode. I mean, it's basically a new season in terms of, like, the way the progress is reset.
It helps to massacre the enemy. Break up their stuff.
Yeah, like, I'm still able to shred these things because I have
Die!
this.
Consider this crystal shattered. With the incubator shield down, next step is disembowel it.
There's a last one.
Now's our chance. Let's deliver the coup de grace.
Fill me in on your top.
Slimy deaths are the best.
Oh my god, that one's way up
Boy,
there.
did that incubator deliver.
This facility is already
God, I'm glad they gave us incubator missions. This is a cool one. The way they have this laid out with the much higher building up here. At first, I was kind of like, after playing Warframe, there's a part of me that's like, why don't they use like procedural generation to give us like more variety in incursions? But I think it's because of the way. I think it's because of the way traversal is designed. I think they have to be a little bit more. I think they have to manually place their like terrain. Otherwise, if it's, I don't think they can trust like an algorithm to place terrain properly such that you can get around effectively. Because like Harley needs different grapple points, Shark needs spots to land to charge his stuff. Like, you have to have different flat rooftops next to the different objectives. Like I think that they have to design them by hand, but it'd be cool if they did.
Just how the purple is green. I'll take it.
With that one, I have this one.
Resources await. Just be mindful not to perish in the
Yeah.
We got him. Been through enough without meeting you.
I've heard you described as tenacious as junkyard dog.
Last one out to rotten egg.
It's actually pretty cool how just changing up some of the level layouts and the orientation of the objectives can really make it feel fresh. That could be the bias of someone who spent like 50 hours in the other tile sets, but yeah.
If you spent 20 minutes or 200 hours.
Just got him.
I think these are just kind of in the set. I didn't get it.
Catch him today. Shark target. Team up. Oh yeah.
Okay, it's coming back to me slowly. I was like really sloppy for the first like hour. I was trying to play, I was like, I couldn't get anything right. I was like, what the fuck?
Shoot you down.
What's going on?
Explosion imminent. Rays don't mean a thing.
Where's our portal?
delicious fruit.
You say that weird ass horny line, Lex. No one likes that line.
What line did you say?
Sending you
Delicious.
support, my warriors. Defeat those insurgents. All units, the Earthlings have stolen from me. For your sake, do not let them reach the portal.
Who's telling them about what we did to the last guys?
What the fuck just drove by?
Feeling very down, actually.
Sounds like a fucking Jesus.
Eyes up. We got more company.
Oh my god.
NASCARs.
Oh, he just T-posed. No, Joker. There's an extra Joker T-posing in the background of his victory intro.
Hell yeah. So this is clearly a multiverse story.
Well, true.
Should I make sure?
2 Jokers.
A little overdramatic, but I can make it a lot.
What perch I get? I'll drop
Go you! Don't let anyone box you in and drop you in the harbor.
Yes, that's...
Narrowed a priority target hunt down to this area. Find them, take them out, secure their
No
data feed.
shit. Nobody likes that perk.
So, you got a new shotgun mode? There you go. 2 faces, but mental. Okay, that's the notorious one.
How would you like to?
Sometimes I think about like, 'cause you know how like people who like just Call of Duty and sports games are like the punching bag, like they're the easy joke, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can make fun of them.
Yeah, because they're the worst, yeah.
I'm trying to like, sometimes I think about it, it's just like, I can't imagine how like boring that would be, just only playing those games.
That's because you're a
'Cause, like-
normal person.
Cause like, I play Call of Duty every now and again. I see the appeal. I play like 2K every now and again. I like 2K, but like, only playing those games year after year, I couldn't do it.
I mean, yeah, some people just find what they like and they just... I don't know, I think that's just the difference between people who, like... I think that's the difference between people who have an addiction and people who love video games, honestly.
Oh, you can't see it, can you? In our interdimensional game, you are mere moves away from checkmate.
There's the one I marked.
We got power-ups galore over here. Is that, what is going on?
Where did I mark this one? Let me mark there.
No more cellular damage than expected. Well, I hope you're up to the challenge.
No, I messed that up.
Have you lost your mind? I was trying out my Terran impression for
Last 11. Send in the clowns. Oh, that's perfect for me. I'm clown.
And in the clowns.
Let's do this with finesse, squad.
Okay, I get it. The Titan skins aren't super interesting, but it's not like they're poorly done either.
Is that what the new set's called?
They're based on the Arkham Titan serum.
Is that what they're based on?
Yeah, like you know how Joker
I just
gets.
saw like the Kotaku thing. They just said like new Arkham inspired skins, and I'm like, sure, yeah.
Yeah, they're
I didn't know
inspired.
they're like Titan inspired. I thought they just like
This
slapped on
activity might
Arkham
pass
as a
the time.
thing. I don't know.
No, it's the they have like they're Joker Titan themed. So all the characters have Joker makeup, like the boss.
Yeah.
Kill those bastards for me.
called an Arkham style skin. It's like, wouldn't all of them just be considered like Arkham style?
I'm telling you, man, people just want to hate. I agree. They're not like, again, they're not like my cup of tea. I'm not super interested in them, but like, you think they're gonna release the best skins for their game when people are talking constant mad shit about it?
It's like your pseudo conspiracy theory.
Like,
Yeah, because if they released a good skin for like a normal price, then people would be like, wow, they're doing this instead of fixing it.
Yeah, and it's not even just that. It's like, why would you sell an awesome looking skin in a game when the player base is struggling at the moment and like you're not really gonna reap the rewards of that financially, you know? Like, it's gonna put a bad taste in people's mouth. It's gonna make them think that resources are going somewhere else. Something like a lower effort skin, like I get that they don't look great, but like I don't even think that they don't look great. They're just not really my fave. Like, I think it's a weird. I think they chose a dumb theme because I don't like when your game is famous for that boss fight sucking. I'm like, yeah, like that was kind of a weird thing to go for. Yeah, that's a weird theme to go with, but like, other than that, like I get why they're just trying to take something that was a little like less exciting. I don't think they should drop something that's a big deal.
Grazilla's dispatching you all with party trips.
But like, I don't know. I'm at the point where I'll have to see how the scaling works on these new gear pieces up past, because you know they added extra mastery levels now. So I'm gonna have to see how like that chase feels, or like how necessary they are, how much of a difference they make, all of that, yada yada. But other than that, like I think this feels pretty solid so far. I do kind of get why people want more story content, but I'm also kind of like, I don't know, like what are they gonna get? Like you're getting the new villains. Like the premise has been established, right? Like we're going and killing Brainiac. That's what we do when we play the game. Like we're killing him in his different dimensions.
People ask for like story content. They want like a like I don't know if Warframe does, but like at the start of every season, the Destiny season, you get a cutscene after you do that.
Okay, yeah, like we got a little tiny thing like that, but I think it's not going to satisfy people at all.
I think they just want like stuff, not like a whole like story like expansion, but like just like something.
Yeah, no, they want like, and I think that makes sense. Like I think the catch-up thingy with Joker was kind of a strange choice. But again, I think the problem is so much of this is set in stone already. Like, they've made all this shit so long ago. Like, the changes that's why I want the game to survive, because any real changes, if they're gonna make them, we aren't gonna see them until, like, we get to that point in the content cycle, you know, where, like, they've had time to adjust for feedback. And they are making adjustments for feedback currently, and you can see it in the current changes. But yeah, like, and again, the mastery change thing, like, I specifically made a thing about how there's not really, like, how, because people were talking about how hard it was to get master work, or master weapons and stuff, and I argued that no, it's not really true, and in fact, it's kind of lame, because, like, you run out of stuff to hunt for pretty quickly. So what did they do? They gave me 4 more tiers of shit to hunt for on every piece of it. Like, a little excessive, maybe, but it is what I asked for. And I'm okay with it.
I think I was going somewhere with that thought, but then I wasn't.
That's me every day.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where, like, I see people talk, like, every now and again, like, people talk about the Anthem 2.0 update that never was. It's like, I don't know, if you have like a live service game like that launches in a state like that, I can see why you would take the financial out, like just drop it.
Well, and, okay, the other side of that was that game
could also like
that game didn't have a vision.
The game and make you like $1 billion.
The flip side of it is that game didn't have a vision, right? Like, it was a game that they cobbled together. Yeah, they cobbled it together in a year and a half because Andy Wilson saw a tech demo he liked, right? Like, they didn't. It's not like it was a thing they'd spent 8 years of their lives like passionately working on with all these plans for it. Like, that's a big reason why I think this game has so much more potential. Is that like they put so much more into this than the ones that have failed. It's not just in terms of resources. It's in terms of like developer time, effort, like just assets. I really think that there's just a lot more there in terms of how much the people there have reason to want it to do that. Right. I also think that, relatively speaking, like, killing it is far more of a hit to Rocksteady than, say, killing Anthem was to BioWare.
Oh yeah, because like BioWare is still like safe because of like BioWare.
Yeah, and like
outside of Batman, Rocksteady doesn't have any leverage.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have a 30-year history. Like,
they have Batman.
Yeah.
And WB is already willing to give Batman.
Yeah, so there's that element of it too, where it's like I think there's a lot more at stake for Rocksteady to make this special.
I think the game needs like not like an 2.0 update, but it needs like.
Oh, it needs a big thing, yeah. And I think that'll.
Like it needs its taken cane.
It needs it. Yeah, it needs its return moment. It needs its moment that makes everybody in the press go, "Oh shit, we were wrong." It needs a moment that makes me confidently make a video where the caption is just "I told you so." Like when the game gets to a point where I can just make a video titled "I told you so," then it's in a healthy spot, right?
And I will reclaim what's mine.
And I think that my theory is that the game is gonna go through a bit of a slow. I think it's gonna get slow and steady improvements throughout Season 2, and I think it's gonna add some nice changes that continue to indicate the right direction. I think we will see our biggest stuff hit in Season 3. Like if the game, because again they know what they know.
Lawless, right?
Yeah, I mean obviously I'm excited for that, but like just in terms of timeline, I look at it from like I think Season 3 is when. Again, they hit the ground, they stumble, they go, okay, we have to do damage control, and now we have to change what we had planned for the future because people don't like what we started with, right? I think those changes start to take place in Season 3. I think the room for a big piece of content, I think a new mode or some kind of high-level boss fight type encounter, right? Again, even like a gauntlet, right? Even if they did, like they took the next 3
difficulty boss gauntlet or something.
Yeah, even if they took the next 2 boss fights through Superman and Green Lantern that we just got in there, and then raised the difficulty, and you had to do them one after the other without losing all your lives and shit. Like you had to actually do them in like a boss rush. Like that right there would be a pretty interesting, large scale challenge that would push people.
Yeah. It just needs like a big its big thing. And then,
yeah, it just needs its big. It just needs its
defined end pursuit.
It needs its big victory moment. It needs it's one thing that makes everybody go, "Oh, cool! I didn't think they could do that," you know?
Yeah.
And I also think that if they don't get that, I also think they can get there by fleshing out the variety of systems. Like I think they could maintain their current path and do something like that, or I think that they could simply branch out into the kinds of progress they allow for, in theory, if that makes sense. Like I think they could design other things that aren't necessarily raids or dungeons that kind of serve a similar function, right, as an end game challenge. I think they could really do something. I think they could do something really interesting with a more complex version of killing time.
Yeah. Like one thing I've noticed, like Payday 3 is in a much worse state, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But people aren't
still alive.
Like shitting on that. People aren't shitting on that game nearly as much. Like they literally just dropped like paid DLC, like a heist.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. See, and like, yeah, I look at this and the more I just spend time with it, the more I feel like a big thing that they have that a lot of these games don't have. This is the only one other than because for all intents and purposes, Warframe and Destiny don't really have this. This is the only one that really can give you a kind of infinite scaling horde challenge.
Yeah.
Warframe kind of has it, but it's always as a means to an end, and it's not a pillar of how you play in the way that this is. Like, you can do certain types of missions until you're just tired of doing them. Like, you can just let it keep going on and on and on, and it'll just keep running round after round. But it's not about the challenge, it's more of a resource farm.
Mm-hmm.
And where there's an invasion, it is over. Oh yeah. There's that. That's actually that's a good example of something that is worth doing. My brain had a part there. Where was I going?
Move on through. Move on.
Yeah, they definitely have a handle on how to give like the higher scaling. It does the Diablo or the Path of Exile thing, where it basically makes the killing of the things fun, and then instead of like necessarily pushing like the complexity or depth of all the mechanics, it's more about pushing the enjoyability of the playstyles. And that's how I've always seen it, right? That's why I don't care about like the enemy variety and stuff, because at the end of the day, they are targets for me to unleash my build upon. They are things for me to hit so that I can watch the numbers go boom and be told that I did a good job putting my build together. Like, they don't need to punish me or challenge me that much. I think the snipers do a good job of keeping you moving. I think the brutes do a good job of making you tough focus targets. My biggest point of pride in this game is honestly that last season I cleared a Mastery 100 all brutes mission without a stacked deck, and that was like my proudest achievement. Because I was determined. I was like,
what the hell is a stacked deck, by the way? I never figured that out.
A stacked deck is it's a type of weapon effect that can roll on basically any of the weapons. It's a legendary effect. Every shot against an enemy increases damage taken from all sources by 15% for 60 seconds. It stacks up to 750%. So basically, it made the brutes squishy to whatever you wanted to hit them with. You'd unload a mag into them and then you were good. And the reason you call it a stacked deck is because it's not necessarily a particular type of gun. Any gun can roll as a stacked deck. Like you can get that effect on a shotgun or a SMG or yeah. So it was basically but it became, especially in preseason, and then once again in season 1, but especially in preseason, it was basically like the only way to kill brutes at high mastery. Like, you just couldn't get the health scaling was too high. You couldn't get through them. And I managed to get an affliction build working that used the Jinx's token. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm still using it. Where I use the Jinx's token, and as long as I'm really, really cognizant of which buff is active, I can like do the same thing as a stacked deck, but less cheesy and more interesting. Because it was the thing where like every build for every character was just their ideal build, but with a stacked deck. Yeah, and it was like I wanted to find something that got around that limitation. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to. That was part of it. I was kind of testing. I was like, is this thing just the only thing strong enough? Because that'd be worth commenting on. Like, that's clearly an issue with scaling. Everybody needs this one item to make it past this type of enemy. Alrighty, yeah, I'm going to be out here in just a bit. I'm just going to finish this one, and then I'm going to be dipping out. Later.
Antics of yours, Joker, will be less tiresome when I put them to my use.
52, yeah, we'll probably finish this one up here and call it for now. I'll definitely come back and play another season because I have a lot of grinding to get through and do. I want to do a lot of stuff. I want to start making progress. I also feel like when you're judging how much content there is, you kind of have to, like, I have to judge it relative to what I felt before, and every time I played before, I kind of spent a little bit of time with the game right up front, so it kind of informs my perspective. God, it's been almost a month and a half since I played. I got about 2 weeks out of
This is
episode 1,
Manawe using his
and then
full
I've
strength.
been waiting since.
This is what winning feels like.
I played a lot of other games now. Oh, damn. It feels really good to come back to this. It really does. Like, once now I'm getting back in the flow of it, I'm like, yeah, this, I don't know why I like this so much. Safe zone.
Yes, well done. The jammer is charged. Now find cover. If I'd had my way, you'd been here longer, but I was shut it down by clearer heads.
Maps. Moves. I love the architecture of this particular area. Like, this is a fun level design. A lot more variety here than like what we got with last episode, honestly. Those are fine, but some of them felt a little bit too similar to what we did in pre-season. You can tell they have more time to work out something in here. It's also not, like, the frame rate's not hemorrhaging nearly as bad when I use my stuff.
That's right. I
I do my own air support.
That. Those.
Harley's target. I am.
You have successfully followed my orders. Time to shelter.
Wonderful. So many fascinating metrics and data points.
Oh, and you're all still alive. That's good too.
Ooh, they sent more baddies. Great.
Yes, retreat through your portal, while there's still an Earth on the other side.
I'll be right down.
Oh, this one's different.
These reinforcements should make short work of those Earthlings.
See, I'm digging myself up. Probably have to call it there. Oh, we'll go to our hideout real quick and check out what we've found so far. Oh no, it's not the T-pose in the victory frame.
I'm thinking new toy, regrettable tattoo, new toy.
Oh, is it flexing time again? Cool.
Okay. So we've got... We've now done all of them. 5, 6, 8, 11. Cool. Final pass. Shrek. Okay, having unlocked pieces of three masterpieces. Charms. Judge. Oh, that's tier 2. Okay. Stars one. Those. Professor Ivo's Traversal Matrix. Spent traversing build 10% Diablo. Source and traversal attacks now. Does this have a villain synergy with anything? No. Amazing. Agreed. There goes. And shield bots. And Ego Strange's group therapy. All enemy hits on shields overcharge, not punish them. Okay, cool. Goes down. Okay. So we have tier 1. What's tier 2? That was Jerry? No. Jerry. Okay, after an enemy burns been burned 5 seconds, it takes 10%. So it cannot pop up when the enemy stops burning. You shouldn't punish an enemy as 50%. Suicide strikes on a finished enemy now deal 1500% increase in the enemy dies. About fire cursor. Ooh. Okay. That'd be interesting. So if I can already.
Considering your neurochemistry, I don't promise this will end well, Joker. But let's have some fun.
So already burning, if they say. Now we have melee hit. So between that, at 50, it burns enemies anyway. What about this one? Shield Harvest would burn as well. Melee hits. So melee hits, Shield Harvest. Yeah, see, and spending 5 seconds airborne. Okay, so I can set them on fire. So we want to benefit from stuff that actually make me take them. Yeah, we'll go 30 on fire. More than we care about stuff that can activate it. Is this tier 3? Oh my god, did we get the tier 3 one now? We did, okay. Burning enemies now. Oh, they're introduced. Oh, yes. Oh, this is the one we want. Yep, this is our set. Burning enemy at a stack of chaos. This lasts for 60 seconds. Oh. Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll probably have to mess with that because that looks really good. Tier 3. Okay, well, I have to dip out for now. I will be back later to play more, talk about it more. So far, I'm really happy with what we got. I mean, they delivered everything they promised to deliver. I wish we had an orbit mission as one of our... I feel like it's a missed opportunity. I'm sure they know that, though. I have a feeling they probably just didn't have a chance to get one working in time. Given that it's a new mission type. And they probably just wanted to test it this way rather than throw it into the repeating incursion thing, because if it wasn't working well, then it'd be a mission that's just permanently there and not working. So I can see their reasoning not necessarily wanting to add it. So anyway, we're gonna go back to this. Carnival Hall of Justice, close it up, and then end it in the stream. Months is it? We're in 5. Okay. Okay. That's it for me for now, folks. I will be back a little bit later to play more, as I said. I'll throw the stream up and grind out some more here and see what we can put together, but I'm having fun. I'm glad I get to play the game again. I'm glad there's more content. I really like the level layouts in the new version, but we'll talk about it more when I get back. So, have a good one. Peace out. See you next time. And YouTube in a little bit. Bye-bye.